What is going on, people? Welcome to Throwdown, episode 278. I'm your host, Tony Polanco, and tonight I'm joined by Emilio Lopez.
What's up, people? How's it going?
Chris Seeley.
Hey, what's up, everyone?
Carlos Romero.
Yo, yo, yo.
Adam Vale.
I see you.
Brian Manjoma.
What up, guys? What up?
And we have a guest, not special guest, because he's one of the OG Throwdowns. He's special, but not that kind of special. Mr. Riku Sanwendo.
Damn, just why can't you say special?
Damn, just undercut your boy.
Yeah.
No, but you special, but you're not special like that. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not I understand, man.
You don't get on the short bus. You're not on the short bus.
Yeah, yo, can we just say that shit anymore?
Damn.
Riku, how
Do
you
they even
doing?
have a short bus? Is that a thing? Maybe they don't do that anymore.
No, they still do it.
They still do it.
They still
Oh, they
have
still
it.
do it.
Riku, how you been, man?
Man, I've been good, man. I've been good. Just hit the 200th platinum a day or two ago. Let's go. And then today I got another platinum, so I'm at 201.
So
Nice.
which
Damn.
one?
What was the game? What was the game, man?
The game,
Yeah, what was the
was
game, yeah.
obviously that Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel 3, baby.
Oh shit, that's a mouthful right there.
Damn, right? That sounds
Yeah, man,
fake.
why
Like
can't
he
you
just made
say-
up some shit.
Why can't you just say Trails 3, man? Come on.
Trails
Yeah,
three?
He's got to do the whole thing, man.
Carlos, you about to meet me in the hallway.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a discussion. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say. So is the old Riku back? So like, because I remember like last year or so,
Riku's
you're
been
like,
trying to fucking
you-
retire
yo-
from trophies.
you know,
and
and
shit.
you're like, yo, man, I'm done. This platinums ain't gonna come this quick, and then all of a sudden you get 3 or 4 in the last few months.
You know, shit is
I
crazy.
don't know about. Hey, it is what it is. All right.
Now,
I
You still got it in your
Go ahead.
blood.
you
Do you receive
Yeah,
the-
you can't go. You can't make it go away, man.
Do you receive any emails from Sony when you get them? Like I know when I would get mine, I get little emails. So I would think at that high number,
I think
you get something. Like they gotta say
Nah,
shit.
they don't do shit, bro.
yeah, they kind of honestly stopped. They're like, all right, man, he's getting too many fucking platinum.
Oh,
We're
shit,
gonna
we got
stop
Brett in
sending
the
him-
house.
spamming him and shit.
Hey,
Hey,
what's
my
up,
boy,
bro?
Brett.
Yo.
What's up, people? Sorry, I got caught up smoking some ribs.
nice.
That
You
show
remember
was
what-
longer than you think.
You remember with Microsoft with their guy who hit I forgot what ridiculous amount.
Oh,
of,
that was Randall Thor. He hit 1 million.
and they
gamers.
gave him that card, that lifetime membership of Xbox Live.
Yeah. When Riku gets his 1,000,000 platinum, maybe Shuhei Yoshida will give him something.
Jesus Christ.
This is what Shuhei will do. Just go.
We
Thumbs
give
up.
you a 10% discount.
You're just 10%, bro.
10%.
10%. What the fuck?
I don't know. They'll be
Yeah.
stingy. You know how people.
Yo, Riku, and how's life been treating you with all the? By the way, we call it the C virus here. Just
C virus,
you know,
yeah,
just to
yeah,
make sure we play cool here. But yeah, how's the life with the C virus treating you, man?
Man, it was going honestly, it was going all right until yesterday, to be honest. Yesterday, my job called me and was like, all right, man, we're gonna have to lay a couple people off, and you can come back at May 15th. So I don't know. I kind of took
Birthday?
that as, huh?
On my birthday,
birthday.
man. Yeah, May
birthday.
15th on my
Yeah,
birthday.
you're the second person I know that has a birthday on May 15th.
Oh.
Crazy.
Man, he's gonna be 25, getting older.
Yeah, so your boy got some time now, so I was like, all right, now that I got a bit more time, I was like, let me hop on the Throwdown, let me knock out some of these platinums, because yeah, like yesterday I did get that Cold Steel 3 platinum, and then today I got the Shovel Knight platinum, so a couple of those things were like building up, but I was just like, I always had to like, work around my schedule and shit. But now your boy got some time. I'm gonna be popping all types of platinums.
Yeah, that's it.
At least for this April month.
Hey man,
This April month is
since
like
you
a
got
little
time,
vacation.
and since you're, for you guys listening out there who don't know, Riku is one of the founders of Throwdown, the old school. Its doors always open. So Riku, if you got time, if you want to be on Throwdown, just let me know. We'll get you in, man.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Know. And Michael,
And,
just quick question. So did you plan for Cold Steel 3 to be your 200 platinum? Because I know you do that sometimes.
Oh yeah,
You used to do that, yeah.
yeah, definitely. Because you remember the game came out October of last year.
That's right.
So my ass would have been had that platinum if it was just some other platinum. But I was just like, all right, because at the time when the game came out, I wasn't at 199. I was like at 197 or some shit.
Yeah, yo.
So I was just like, oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, like, you know, you motherfuckers don't know about Riku, man. Like, I call him the realest gamer out there, and there's a perfect example, right? One of the reasons he left the Throwdown is because he wanted more time to play video games. That's some real shit right there, man. That's a gamer. You know, respect, man. You know, didn't you just plat fucking Neo 2 like a week after it came out or something?
Yeah, about that. That was
nuts, bruh.
Yeah, Neo's crazy, bro. Jesus fucking Christ. How are you doing in that game?
Yo, I played that shit for like 3 or 4 hours or something like that. I gave up. I'm like, I don't got time for this shit, man. I never got past the fucking second like shrine, you know.
Jeez.
Yeah, like, you know, okay, that second shrine, and then near it, there's like the first like dark world or something. That's how far I got, and I'm like, listen, I ain't got time for this shit. I got other games I got to play for fucking review. I do not have time for this shit. So what I did was, I didn't review Neo 2. What I did was, I gave a tips and tricks for the first couple of hours, which is what I played, you know, because I wasn't gonna genuinely, unlike some other sites out there which will remain unnamed, I am not gonna review a game I haven't like put significant time on. I don't finish every game I review. I'm not gonna say I do that, but I want to at least put significant time into a game. That game, no significant time, so I used the tips and tricks for beginners like me, you know. But yeah, I'm not going back to that. Neo 2 makes Dark Souls and Bloodborne look like fucking kiddie games, bro, because you gotta like manage your stances. You got to like perfectly re-energize your ki or whatever. Like,
I just started it. It is awesome.
Yeah, so I'm like, I'm not trying to deal with this shit. So I went back. To you know.
Yeah, people be forgetting what the hell the Neo team was doing before fucking Neo. These are the guys that was doing the Ninja Gaiden games, the original fucking hard games that people used to like stay away from. Before it was Souls, people used to scream Ninja Gaiden at the top of their lungs.
That was the game you had to get good at.
Yeah, what happened?
When people ask me what it is, I'm like, it's Dark Souls made by the people who made Ninja Gaiden. And people were like, oh, and I'm like, yeah,
that's basically it.
It's exact. When you think of that, it's exactly what that is.
Yeah, exactly what it is.
Yeah,
and I always say this because Ninja Gaiden and Ninja Gaiden Black were great. Ninja Gaiden 2 was great. And Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2 was pretty good. And then Ninja Gaiden 3 happened. And then it was like, sadly, we haven't heard from Ninja Gaiden since. And then, the Souls games started coming. But, to be fair, also, when Ninja Gaiden was at its high, people knew about it, but a lot of people kind of stayed away from it because of how hard they heard it was.
Yeah. So
that kind of like limited Ninja Gaiden's sales, to only the, hardcore people. But when Souls started, Demon Souls, and Dark Souls, made that whole like franchise of Souls genre explode. Now being hard is cool. Everybody wants to. Well, I'm not going to say everybody, but a lot more people want to hop on the bandwagon of a hard Souls game than back when Ninja Gaiden was doing that. The Team Ninja over here like, man, you guys wasn't fucking with our hard games when we was doing the shit good. What the fuck going on here? I guess they were just like, man, we can do this soul shit. We can do it better than any of you motherfuckers. And now fucking Neo's here.
I think the one thing about it is that at least the Team Ninja games, like the Ninja Gaiden games, are deceptively easy looking. You know what I mean? Like you look at it, like you're beating the shit out of everybody, and then you get your ass whipped. You're like, oh, okay. Like whereas you have like the Souls games where it's like a lot slower pace sort of idea. Because you think you're doing all these amazing cool moves inside a Ninja Gaiden, and you think you're whipping somebody's ass, but you just push them across the room, and you need to beat them up a bunch more.
Yeah. I do hope that Ninja Gaiden makes a return in fashion. Apparently Team Ninja said that the next game that they're working on is not going to be Neo 3 and is not going to be Dead or Alive, and it's not going to be Ninja Gaiden. It's going to be a new IP. So we'll see what they have planned. But Neo 2 was very, very good. It was a great game. I still prefer Neo 1 though. There was a couple of things I think Neo 1 did better, like level design and stuff. But right now, your boy's back on that Final Fantasy VIII. Oh God.
Riku,
back on it, man. I just got off the game. I defeated Ultima Weapon, That guy was tough. That was tough. And the thing about it, you know how they say in Final Fantasy VIII, oh, the enemies level with you, right?
Yeah.
So you have to like not really grind, so you can keep the enemies at a low level. I went into his like dungeon at like 30 something, and by the time I got to him, I was like almost 50. Like, what the hell just happened? Like a bunch of enemies inside there, like forced. Like, you can't run away from them. You have to fight them and level up. So, like, by the time I got to them, I'm, like, super strong now. Now everything's fucking hard.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is about the leveling and that, you know how, like, in most RPGs, like, every subsequent level, it takes you longer to level up. In this one, it's always the same amount of experience points no matter what level you're on. You know what I'm saying? Like, basically, like, you know, the experience you need to get from level 1 to level 2 is the same as the experience you need from level 99 to 100. It's the same shit. You know, so you do really level up in that game really, really fast. But yeah, listen, man, you got to finish your lunch, right? You started this Final Fantasy journey. You started playing this game, and obviously you stopped for obvious reasons because Final Fantasy VIII is trash. But you got to do it because I promise you, after that, Riku, things get better. I promise you that, brother. Things are gonna get better after that.
I'm hearing it. I got a lot of Final Fantasy 9 fans that really
9
want
and
me
10,
to
baby. You're in for a treat.
9 and 10.
By the way, I need to stop the show real quick because Phantom Vash is in the house, man. He's in the chat. We haven't seen Phantom Vash in there for a long time, son.
Sup, Phantom?
You know, and of course, in true Phantom Vash fashion, there you go. That's a tongue twister. He's dropping some knowledge. He said Neo, the original Neo, was actually the first game announced for the PS3. Facts. I remember Riku was talking about that shit.
I was there back on PS2, and I heard about Neo. It was Neo originally was under the care of Koei and Omega Force before Koei.
Oh shit,
bought
Omega Force.
Koei Tecmo.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know Omega Force, people that make Dynasty
Omega Force.
So obviously I know.
Yeah,
obviously, you know, I'm like, ooh, a new. What's Omega Force doing now? Back in the day, so Neo was originally supposed to be a Muso game, a Warriors game.
Oh wow.
But in its development through PS3, I'm waiting to hear some Neo news. Nothing. Apparently in the backgrounds it was not going well. It was the game was fucking terrible. Even for a fucking Warriors game, they were not satisfied with how it was going out, and they kind of like ghost canceled it. And for the entire PS3 generation, Neo was basically a dead project. And then when they bought Tecmo and became Koei Tecmo, and Ninja Gaiden wasn't doing well, Omega Force and Koei said, all right, well, we had this one product that was kind of trash. It's called Neo. If you guys want to like use your Ninja Gaiden engine and do something with it, go ahead, because we can't do shit with this. We have all of these assets and shit. So that's kind of how they took Neo, turned it from a Muso game to a Souls game, and it blew up.
That's crazy, man. Yeah, because I remember when they announced Neo, right? You were like, oh shit, they brought this game back. And the rest of us were like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, no one knew what the hell you were talking about. It's hilarious.
Yeah, you had to be deep into the Dynasty Warriors community to like even know what the hell that shit was.
Yeah, man. Oh man, that's crazy. All right, so we got surprisingly a lot of shit to talk about today, man.
Yeah, let's go.
We talking.
Yeah, like I came in here thinking like, we had the Last of Us delay. That's pretty much all that happened. And then, by the way, shout out to my man fucking Goose, who's also the reaction gift king. He dropped a lot of news during the week on our Throwdown. So I was just scrolling through the week. I'm like, damn, there's a lot of shit here. So thank you for that, and everybody else who dropped in stories, because you make this shit a lot easier for me. Like, instead of me having to go to a bunch of sites and stuff digging for shit, like it's all there. I mean, normally I grab things as I go, but this week I've just been off Twitter, man, for obvious reasons. I'm not trying to deal with any of this stuff, so I haven't really been keeping up with gaming news. But we got you guys to help us on that end. So pretty fucking dope, man. And before we go, I want to give a couple more shout outs here. Glorious War, what's going on, brother? We got Sketch in the house. He goes, I hope everyone is staying home, washing their hands and their nuts, and drinking that Brugal. Yeah, my man. Yo, I wish I had Brugal. I fucking killed this shit last month. But, it is what it is, man. It am what it am. All right, let's get into it, man. First topic, talk about the big one. Okay, by the way, this is the third episode that we're doing this news.
Mm-hmm.
The Last of Us 2 has been delayed. This is the third time, son.
Yo, man, what is this, The Last Guardian?
So
is it because of what's going on, or is it because of the development?
Oh, it's because it's The Last of Us 2.
Yeah, no, they specifically said it's because basically what happened is because of the C virus, they're not going to be able to ship the game to all territories at once. They don't want to shortchange anybody, so they're delaying it so they can't ship it out all at once. They said the game's done. They said the game is completely 100% finished, but they don't want to undercut the retailers, so they're like, okay, let's just hold back until we could actually ship it out to everybody in the world and everybody gets the game at once.
Is that really what they said?
Fuck you.
Yeah, I call BS on that. I call BS.
Hey, listen, that's just what they say, man. So
Nah, they didn't say
They
that.
don't want to shortchange the retailers. That's fucking.
Let me say something about that real quick. Firstly, the
go ahead,
game.
Ricky.
Firstly, the game. Yeah, this is definitely suspicious for a couple of reasons. One, the game didn't even go gold. As far as I know, I don't remember hearing a news article saying that the game ever went gold. That's firstly. Secondly, if I don't think we actually know if it was Naughty Dog who decided to make this decision or if it was PlayStation.
Yeah, we don't know.
That decided to make this decision. So whoever it was, regardless of who it was, here's why I think it's spooky. Let's say it's PlayStation that did this, right? If it was PlayStation that did this, and The Last of Us was supposed to come out May 29th?
Yeah,
right?
29th, yeah.
And you think within a month of May 29th, the pandemic would be, any different than what it would be during May 29th? I don't really think so. If you look a month ahead of May 29th, that's around the time Ghost of Tsushima comes out. So either in a couple of days, we might hear something that Ghost of Tsushima might get delayed as well because of the same issue. Because, if it was, like I said, if it was Sony that decided to make this decision, you would assume that they would do the same thing for Ghost of Tsushima's sake.
But there was another delay, not only Last of Us. There was I forgot the name of the game. There's 2 PlayStation games that were delayed today.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but
Oh yeah,
Iron Man,
the VR
yeah.
Marvel game, right?
Iron Man. Right?
Iron Man, yeah.
Yeah. So
there's a key difference with this one though. Like it's done. I think I just told Morgan, and he summed it up best. Like, okay, so I obviously see where their interests lie. They would rather make money than make their fans happy, and that's it. That's a very accurate summary, man. Like they're worried about.
At the end of the day, they are a business.
No, I get that, but they'll still sell fucking copies of the game. They're just pissed that Walmart's going to get upset. Like, and I realize that they're a big name, but like Walmart, Target, and all the big box stores are getting upset because they don't want everybody downloading it digital. Like, fuck you. That's the future anyway. Like, you're holding on to scraps and you're fighting it. Now you're having them delay a game indefinitely, one of the most anticipated games indefinitely, because you want to make sure that you get your fair share. Because, and that's the thing. It's not even in the face of the pandemic. It's just you can't make as much profit as you want during a pandemic, so you delay it. Even though people could really benefit from, entertainment that leaves them at home when they're not allowed to fucking leave. But instead, you want to just wait because money.
And
that's what it comes down to, because money.
Adam, go
I
ahead.
thought it was more of the content and what it refers to in the story, and when it comes to advertising, because they like to advertise the shit out of their games, and that they figured this was the wrong time.
That's an interesting theory.
You think they delayed it because of the content that it currently has right now?
The reason why is because Ubisoft just came across this issue when they had the Warlords in New York, and they had a bundle and all this content that they wanted to advertise because of what happens in the game where you're in New York and all that shit. And with that sort of happening right now in New York, that wouldn't be a good look for the game, especially if there's advertising, because then people be like, what the hell is this shit? Why are you, New York's all desolate like that? What are they doing? We're going through some fucked up shit right now. So
no, I don't think that's the case
with that. So I figured
I don't think that's the case.
No, they said it in they use corporate language, but they literally said that the reason they're doing this is because they wouldn't be able to release it in all regions. And they want to make sure.
I don't believe that.
Wait, can I interject?
Hold on.
They never said that.
What?
You guys just said that.
They did say that. What are you talking about? They did say that.
Yeah, they said it would.
No, that
read it again, Tony. Read it again.
Yeah, do I have to actually read the goddamn statement?
Please read it again, because apparently people weren't listening.
Yeah, all right, I'll have to read this again then.
Damn, sorry, Brett. Damn.
Well, it's either me or you, bro.
It's a throwdown, baby.
It ain't like that.
You people ain't listening. So now Tony has to throw down the news again.
Yeah, man.
If you listen to it carefully, it clearly says that the reason that they don't want to do this is they don't want to upset the big box retailers.
Oh, I don't disagree with you, but they never really said that explicitly. Even if it was implicitly, it was
as explicit as you're ever going to get from
come on, man.
a corporation.
No, you're reading it from Tony's thing. You never did you?
What do
even
you mean Tony's thing? I got it from fucking Sony. What are you talking about? I didn't make this shit. And if I did, by the way,
he's not paraphrasing it in any way.
I'm not paraphrasing nothing. I didn't read shit. I just gave you the fucking link, bro. And by the way, I wish I was the guy writing this shit. PR people make a lot of money compared to game journalists, you know. But anyway, let me read Sony's statement. Okay, this is from PlayStation. Okay, Sony Interactive Entertainment has made the difficult decision to delay the launch of The Last of Us 2 and Marvel's Iron Man VR until further notice. Logistically, the global crisis is preventing us from providing the launch experience our players deserve. All right, that's from PlayStation. Now let's read what Naughty Dog. Let me finish. All right, now this one is from Naughty Dog. As you've likely just seen, the release of Last of Us 2 has been delayed. We're sure this news is just as disappointing to you. Whatever the fuck. All right. However, even with us finishing the game, we were faced with the reality that due to logistics beyond our control, we couldn't launch The Last of Us 2 to our satisfaction. We want to make sure everybody gets to play Last of Us 2 around the same time, ensuring that we're doing everything possible to preserve the best experience for everyone. This meant delaying the game until such a time we could solve the logistic crisis. That's because they can't get the game to everybody, you know?
So Iron Man was going to come out on disc?
I don't know. I don't know about that.
Iron Man was a PlayStation VR title, but all PlayStation VR titles do come out on disc.
Yeah, and I do need to provide a little bit of context for this, right? Because something has happened this week to a different industry that interests us, comic book industry, right? Both DC and Marvel had planned to release all their books digitally this week, right? Till the retailers came in and said, no, you can't undercut us, and now we're not getting any new comics until the end of the month because of the retailers. So it's the same type of deal, you know, because of, you know, and you got to understand how partnerships work. Like, it's very important for them to get these games out on Walmart or all this other shit. So if they can't get the games out to everybody, some retailers are going to be pissed off or whatever. So they just like, you know what, fuck it. Let's just get it out to everybody at the same time. It is fucked up. I agree. It's like, yo, fuck that shit. Just do it digitally. When the game drops, people are going to buy it anyway, but it's just the way shit works.
Yo, Hollywood didn't give a shit. They still went digital.
By the way, the analysis and coming to the conclusion that it's about the retailers is one that I absolutely get behind. But the statement that Naughty Dog said, it's like we're ensuring that we're doing everything possible to preserve the best experience for everyone. It's like biggest.
Yeah. No, I can explain that because they don't want motherfuckers streaming this shit. Like, you know they will, and ruining it for other. As a matter of fact, this is a little bit diving into another topic of ours. Basically, Final Fantasy VII, Square Enix has decided we're going to release this shit now, and they're telling people, please do not spoil the game for people. I think that's what Sony's trying to prevent. They don't want people, because think about it like this. There's motherfuckers that were streaming Doom and they're streaming Resident Evil right now. Resident Evil's not out yet. You know,
I told you I stopped, so you don't need to bring this shit up.
Yeah, no. So that's what. So Carlos, if that was what you were confused, that's what they mean. It's like they, you know, let's just clear the air here. They don't want people to stream the fucking game and spoil it for others. That's why.
Nah, they don't care about that. They care about the money, man. That's all it stems about. It's the money. They want.
No, but obviously the money's important, obviously, but they don't want people streaming their fucking game, dude, early. You know, they're trying to prevent that.
They like I mentioned, if it's financially more beneficial to do so, to release it, and they believe that, they would have done it. But they don't see that. They don't want to piss off the retailers. They don't want to, burn those bridges. Yeah. That's why. That's the main motivation out of all this.
Oh no, I agree. I'm going to say that's the strongest motivation. But you can't deny that these people that have worked on this game for fucking years don't want their shit being spoiled for others. You know?
No, sure, but people who are hard pressed to play this game are going to get it regardless of whether it's just physical or just digital. Like
I agree, but at the same time, but it does go back to what we were saying. It's about the retailers. A little bit of history lesson for you people, right? Sega Saturn, right? It was planned to launch the fall of 1995, right, in America, right? During E3, that was June of that year. They said, yo, we're shipping the Saturn out right now to select retailers. The retailers that had already made deals with them were fucking pissed. So when fall came around, they didn't ship the shit. Retailer stuff is very important. So I understand why Sony did this. They don't want to piss off the retailers,
But it was before the internet, though. Like, Now I think what Walmart and Target are honestly afraid of is this could have been and could be a great culling in the physical distribution of gaming, because everybody who's stuck at home who hasn't fully adopted digital gaming would have to be like, well, I don't really want to go out to place at Walmart and be around that many people. Like, that's just a hot zone anyway. And I'd rather just not go out at all, so I'm just going to buy it digitally. So even people who are opposed to it are going to try it digitally. And it's like having two monitors, man. Like, when you try it, you're just like, oh, this is really nice. I should just keep doing this.
Yeah. Oh no, I agree with you, and that's probably why the comic book industry did the same thing. They're, let's just be honest. Why did the comic book retailers not want digital comics to come out? Because they knew motherfuckers were going to buy the floppies, man. They'll be like, oh, I don't actually need to fucking go out to get these things anymore.
Well, there's a couple of things. It's not. I mean, right now, the as in general, the floppy market was the thing that was kind of keeping a lot of the artists employed. Each issue pays for for the team after the initial investment. So the reason, obviously they don't want to piss off the retailers, but that affects everybody. That affects all the comic book stores that are currently closed right now. So I think that's part of the reason why they pulled back on it. It sucks, but there's always two sides of this.
Yeah, but there are small comic book stores that are worth protecting. The only people that they're protecting
there are.
I mean, GameStop and Walmart.
Yeah, let Brett finish. Go ahead, Brett.
But the thing is, for comics, we're talking about specialty stores.
Yeah.
For video games, we're talking about big electronic stores and GameStop and all that other bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, they definitely don't want to piss those guys off.
They don't want to piss those guys off because there's real money coming from those guys.
Yeah, Goose, he's going off in the comments right now.
Who's going off in the comments?
Goose.
What's Goose got?
Let's see, let me scroll through these. Actually, you guys keep going, and I gotta figure all this.
But it sucks that they're doing stuff like this, because again, it's like Brett said, it's like, heaven forbid, there's a bunch of people at home that are like fucking scared out of their minds, as to what's going on in the outside world right now. People looking all over the media and seeing all those horror, that horrible footage of people. I mean, it would be nice if there was something, something to kind of look forward to, rather than just waiting another month.
Yeah. Goose says, no, you don't get how relationships work. Why the fuck would Sony upset the same retailers they're gonna need in 6 months to release their next gen consoles? Give me one reason. Give me a single one. You can't.
Because it's a Game of Thrones hostile takeover that they make more money off of each digital sale than each physical sale. They want an all-digital market. The only reason they haven't been able to do it yet is they haven't been bold enough to make this move. This could be a situation that gives them an opportune, like I said, an opportune Game of Thrones moment to fucking stab the guy with the crown and take it for your fucking self. That's why they would do it. There's your one reason.
It's funny because the only reason, like the other thing is like, if you're thinking that everybody would go totally digital, but who's to say that
everybody
won't just go to Amazon? And Amazon will just start doing gangbusters.
We saw this with the movie industry. Remember when we went to Best Buy? Best Buy used to have rows and rows and rows of DVDs and stuff. Now it's like 2 rows because when everything started going digital, people said, "Fuck it, all right, we'll just do digital and Netflix and shit."
Well, yeah, because it goes. Obviously, it's the easier way, right? You don't actually need to wait for your game to come in, and it just shows up on your console.
And to Brett's point,
as a service, Sony, where does Walmart fit in with games as a service?
They don't fit in there.
Well, no, but to Brett's point, Sony has the stronger end of this. Like the publishers, the console makers have the stronger end of this relationship, because what is Target and Walmart going to do? Cut ties with them, say we're not going to sell your console because you're not putting out physical games. Sony has other avenues to sell it, right? And the only way you can play those games, people are going to buy the games anyway. If they switch to digital and they're playing the games, the only way to play those games are on the console, right? So people are going to just go to the retailer that is selling them. So if Sony can keep a relationship with someone, let's say Best Buy's like, fuck it, we'll just keep selling PS5, then people are going to go there. Right, and then they're going to stop going to Walmart and Target. So you see how it's all a balance of business. If I'm the one who's willing to keep dealing with Microsoft and Sony, if they decide to do this, then I'm going to end up making money, So I'm just going to wait out everyone else and have them shoot themselves in the foot, and then I make money, right?
See, and that's just one game.
So good. So you have to think about this in a larger perspective. This is not Walmart's and Target's game. This is Sony's game. They're the ones.
Console wars.
Yeah,
like console wars with Nintendo and how they played it. Nobody wanted to upset them because then they wouldn't be able to carry any of their products and accessories and all the other stuff.
Right. So, Nintendo used to call the shots back then.
Yeah.
And if there was ever a moment to do this thing, it would be for one game during the worst pandemic in over 100 years. It's like, this is a really extreme situation that put this game to possibly only launch as a digital copy at first. I mean, it's going to eventually come out physically too, but it's like they catered. They
a game which is about a pandemic. That's
the thing is, but I mean, like Sony should have enough money to flex and like because this could capture a large market share. So like I'm surprised Sony didn't have enough money to flex over the retailers. Like it would have been a prime opportunity, man.
Yeah, and I mean during the pandemic, Contagion is like one of the most popular movies in the past couple of days. Man. It's like, but yeah, I'm with Brett and Chris. Sony had, they could have done something that is going to be inevitable. We're going to, like everybody knows, we're going to go to an all digital future, and this was just one of the several first steps that they have to take, and they didn't take it. They caved in.
Yeah, Glorious Word says to the panel, why didn't Marvel delay Black Widow when they could have released it digital? The numbers don't add up in the long run. That's a movie.
Because that's a theater.
They are going to release it digitally, though. They're still working on the logistics of it. Actually, that and Mulan are probably going to go digital.
Oh man!
But not only that, but like this game, like you can, when Mulan comes out digitally, it's going to get pirated to all hell. People are going to get it that way. If you release it in the theaters, there's a better chance that people get to pay to watch the movie. And video games, it's much different. It's not apples to apples in this situation.
Yeah, but either case, you're not getting The Last of Us until who the fuck knows when.
I
joked on Twitter. I was like, I guess at this point it is going to be a PS5 launch game, and who knows if even that's going to launch on time. The PS5.
Well, they're still saying everything's running as business as usual.
Yeah,
right
yeah.
Now.
Well, they say that.
They say that now. Remember, they also said, it's just fucking insane. Even we're gonna get to that. Even Phil Spencer saying that the Xbox One X is gonna come out on time, but you know what I'm saying? Something could happen. You never know.
Well, like those numbers that came in for the unemployment, 6.6 million people. If that keeps rising, people aren't gonna have that extra income and money to buy a console. They'll just hold off.
Yeah.
Shit, man. So Sony releasing a $400 console compared to Microsoft,
real, how to get another job, right?
Oh man.
Shit is crazy, man. All right, man. So let's move on here. Unless you guys want to say anything else about The Last of Us delay. How many times is this shit gonna get delayed again, man?
Man, you can make that game even better. Fix some glitches.
I literally play your backlog. There's plenty of games to fucking play.
20 episodes ago, the title of that episode was The Last Delay. Isn't that shit ironic? Man.
Yo, Brian probably sitting in his...
you know what? I want to hear Brian's thoughts on this, man.
I actually feel really bad for the people that were excited. Because again, it's delayed with no date. Well, that's okay, come on. If you're looking forward to a game and it's been delayed, that's fine. Because you usually get like a new date. But this has no date. So in theory, they could just delay it until like the end of the year or until next year. Like, we don't know when. It's just like, hey, until further notice, and that's it. It's like that just sucks. Like, in general. Like, I'm sorry, but that just sucks in general. It doesn't matter what game you're after. If it gets delayed with no date, then that sucks in general. I'm sorry, it does.
Man, it feels like decades since we did that. Is that gameplay video?
Yo, it feels like decades when it was March 1st, bro. Shit.
Man, ain't that the truth, man?
Jesus Christ, it's April 2nd. I'm like, yo, March 1st felt like 50 years ago, man. Another month of this shit. Anyway, let's move on, man. We got some Xbox news. Again, this is another thing that we've been harping about this whole year. It's like Microsoft is doing a great job. And I'm not being ironic or facetious or anything. I'm being genuine as fuck right now. They're doing a great job keeping people informed about the Xbox Series X. They're always out there doing interviews, especially Phil Spencer. He's always out there doing things. So the latest interview comes from IGN. And as just like with the Gamertag Radio interview, a bunch of sites picked up on the news. And, there's a lot of goodies in there. So the first thing I want to talk about is Phil Spencer talks about the price of the Xbox One X, and he feels really good, quote unquote, after the PS5 reveal. Ain't that something, So he goes
$200.
Yeah, right. He goes, this is what he says about the Xbox One X. He goes, I feel good about the price we're going to be able to get. That's interesting. We're going to be able to get. I feel good about the price and the performance capabilities that we have for Series X. I feel incredibly strong about the overall package. Obviously, he's going to say that, but so but let's dig into it a little bit. Like the price that we're going to be able to get.
I still think they're going to go the route of what we talked about and what they've already had, the service where you can do payment plans and other things in a trade-in. I think that's what they're seeing, because they'll be like, well, they'll probably, this is what I'm thinking, they're going to say a price, and the only way you can get into that price is by doing the trade-ins and all those other things. So it's like, $400 if you trade this in, or if you do this, you do that.
I think it's a lot simpler than that. I think he saw Cerny's demo. I think he sees that custom SSD and the custom PCIe bus and all that stuff, and he's like, hey, we're just using standard stuff. We don't have to wait for HDMI 4 and PCIe 4 and all this shit. And he's like, we just got off-the-shelf stuff, right? And we were able to work with AMD and clock certain things or whatever, so he thinks he can come in under PS5. I guarantee that's what he thought after he saw that.
I'm also thinking like if you guys bothered to look at the way that thing is constructed, it's really just everything kind of Tetris inside of a box. There's no like specialty to it, With I don't think they have. I think the most custom thing that they have is the motherboard that they put inside of that thing. But everything else is just standard off the shelf products. Just kind of Tetris into this box, and that top thing that everybody thinks lights up.
That's a vent.
It's a vent, and there's no light in it. So he's probably happy with the price they're going to get, especially with compared to what Sony supposedly.
I mean, Cerny was talking about custom audio processing, and the SSD was talking about the bus speeds and all that stuff, and Spencer's probably sitting there like, man, I don't know how they're gonna mark that up. So he and all he's using is a standard SSD in the series.
But the thing is, you can't just buy your own for the Xbox. Everything is it's gonna be like the 360 where it has its own cradle.
No, yeah. Well, I mean that's expansion. I'm talking about what's in there, what comes with it.
It's in there.
Yeah. He says that his eyes are quote unquote wide open when it comes to the final price of the console. And they say that they're also going to be looking at what PlayStation 5 is going to be, what PlayStation is going to do with the console price on their end, So that's pretty interesting too. And he says that they have a quote unquote winning plan for the Xbox Series X. So take that you will, Go ahead.
They're already off to a great start compared to PlayStation, so got to give them props for that. As far as the whole, it's gonna get released, like, I guess man, if you asked us like this time last month, we'd be like, it's probably gonna come out. But like now, it's like, are we sure?
So the future's uncertain right now. We don't know.
Everything's uncertain. So I'm pretty surprised how he seemed like really, what's the word?
Confident.
Yeah, really confident on his delivery of answering that question.
I think it's on a production side. I think they're hitting their numbers for production. So if everything goes well with all the other outside shit, it should be fine. But I think what he's saying is production is fine. They're not bumping into any issues of shortages or any of that, because then that's something you would bring up. It's like, this could impact us in a way for our launch, like what we're seeing with The Last of Us. But he's not. So that means that they're hitting their production amount of whatever they want to produce for that window.
Yeah, and check this out. This is pretty interesting. So he said that he saw the Cerny presentation. He found it, pretty impressive. He would say that, got to be diplomatic, right? Then he says when we finally saw the public discourse surrounding the PS5, he felt even better about the choices that they made with the Xbox Series X.
Yo.
The people were throwing a lot of shade at that.
Some fuego, you know.
That's some Eric Bischoff mentioning the WWF sort of shit.
Yo.
Like Sony's making believe like they're like the WWF, and they make believe that the competition doesn't exist. They never mention them by name, but the Xbox is like, oh, Sony.
Yeah, what? He also said that he expected that he would feel better after that showing. Damn, Phil's like that.
I'm telling you, that sounds like somebody when you playing, cards and you're like, oh shit, I think I got a royal flush. Oh,
yo, Adam, I have a question for you.
I got 2 answers for you.
Well, I got 3 questions.
Then I only have 1.
So, I don't know. Ever since like the start of this whole thing, since the VGAs, I don't know. I get this feeling like you want to be back on the Microsoft train.
What?
The 360 days. I don't know why.
No. I wish the only thing, and I remember I always brought this up. What really pushed me to the PS4, because I did get my Xbox One at launch, was that interface. That interface was horrible. I hated the interface. I hated what they took away from my 360, which I loved. And so then I just started playing on PS4 because I liked the interface. It was just a smoother layout. And if they can fix that, and that's what he also brings up in that interview with on IGN, that what they're working on now is the software end, and they better fucking work on that. Because if we get more of the same of that bullshit, then it's gonna suck. Because right now it's all over the place. I'm trying to navigate around and get into my games. I'm trying to show my kid how to do it. Like, how do I get to the game menu? Well, you got to press the glowy X. You got to press this button. Go view all. You got to, you could pin it. How do I pin it? Well, you got to press this other button. It's too much shit. It's too much. I get that they want to pack it up with features and content, but it's just cluttered. It looks a mess.
It's not streamlined enough.
It's not. It's not at all.
It's funny because they've designed UIs for in general.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And they had a perfect, and that was the thing. Everybody kept saying when they're like, "Oh, we're going to implement themes, stuff like that." Yeah, can you bring us a theme of like the blades and shit from 360 then, so we can just revert back to that? I'm like, oh no, there's a layout thing we can't do. But hopefully they listen to people from that time and then say, all right, well, this is what you're going to get: a more streamlined approach, none of this craziness and ads and all kinds of stuff. So, I mean, I'm happy with the Plus service that they have. The Game Pass. Game Pass is great, especially now with the kids home from school, can't do anything. Daughter's bored, so like, I want to do something, and I opened up the app, and I saw a bunch of kid games on there. I clicked down, and they all just loaded up into the Xbox. She's playing all kinds of stuff now. So that's a great service. And I hope it just works out. I hope the console works out. Competition is good. And the fact that Phil is willing to say what he's saying, that he thinks this is great, everything's going to work out.
I imagine him doing that smirk he does where he's like,
yeah,
he's like
he does it on every picture.
Yeah, he does it on every picture. He's that smart.
I swear,
man. This is also a make or break, because you understand people like, oh well, Microsoft, that all the people that people remember from all the other, they're all gone. This is it. This is Uncle Phil's time. This is his baby right here.
Yeah, we're Seamus Blackley, man. My man's making some fucking ancient bread and shit. I'm not making it up. Go on his Twitter. That's what he does. He bakes ancient bread from like Egypt and shit. It's crazy.
He's doing all kinds of craziness. If this everything that we're seeing now, this is all his plan with the Game Pass, with the service, with the Cloud X going in that direction, doing this. This is why he has that VP position. So it's like, all right, if this falls apart, it's all him then we can say, he fucking dropped it. But he has such a belief in this. And he is a gamer and he is a developer. Remember, he came from the Microsoft Studios. So he made games too. He's not just a corporate guy who's like, I know what they want. It's like he's one of them. He's one of the guys. So he's respected on that level.
Well, so let's just Cerny also developed games too.
Yeah, but he also talks like a fucking robot. That's the point. You have one who sounds human, and you have another one who looks like he was just created by the Borg. So you're like, which one do you want to hang out with at Barcade?
One of them was created in dreams, man.
I want the one that if I give him 2 or 3 drinks, he's gonna say, "Hey, you want to play this new system?" And can I do? Yeah, fuck it, why not? The other robot is gonna be like, "I was not programmed this way, cannot compute." Yeah, fuck that.
He's gonna fucking malfunction and shit.
Yeah, he's gonna start glitching when you ask certain questions.
I cannot digest beer. I am dying.
He's gonna have some marble madness.
Yeah, so I just want them all to strive. That's it. I'm not picking a side. I want them all to work out because competition is good.
What is this emotion you call love? I do not comprehend. Why am I moving my hands like that? Like Robbie the robot.
Because the same time last year, there was no way we would have said, "Wow, do you think the Switch is going to be better than all of this and going to be killing it and repackaging old ass games at full price and people are going to pay for it?"
Well, last year, yeah.
Yeah, last year.
Not for the amount of games that's coming out. We're seeing
last year was all fucking remakes and shit.
Yeah, but I mean for full price on the Switch.
Yeah, it's Nintendo tax. By the way, we're save that for later because we're going to be talking about that in a bit. Anyway, I want to move on. There's more Phil shit. Again, a lot of goodies came out of this. So speaking about the whole impact of the C virus and all that, he says that safety or whatever is their main concern. But here's the part I found interesting. He says that they've observed that the supply chains in China have already started to come back. And I was thinking about aren't they already manufacturing these things? Aren't they supposed to?
Yeah, a lot of people. Manufacturing in China is kind of back on schedule again.
So that's interesting. So it's, because of that, they believe that the game is going to launch. But at the same time, because remember, we had The Last of Us 2 delay, and some people are worried about Halo Infinite, which is supposed to be the big launch game for the Xbox Series X. They're worried about that being delayed. And if that in turn would affect the console delay, and Phil Spencer said, we are not going to delay the system for any single game.
Nope. They'll put fucking every other team on that game to make sure shit comes out. That has to come out. That game has to come out at launch.
It has to. As a matter of fact, Adam,
gotta have something.
I don't know if we discussed this before, but Paris from Gamertag Radio, he believes that Halo Infinite is the most important game that Microsoft is ever going to release. What do you think about that statement?
Yeah, absolutely. Right now, because this is somewhat of a reboot. It's going in a different direction, and it's going to, I'm assuming it's going to show off the entire power that this new system can offer. Right? That's how it usually works. Your first party shows what the console can do. Third party, they try to fit everything everywhere. But it's the first party that really shows off what the system can do. So it's key that this comes out at launch. They can't have this come out with a bunch of third party games because then people are like, fuck, I'll just wait for a PS5 then. If you're going to do that type of shit. What?
He said ever?
Who's ever?
Paris? He said
he said ever.
Well,
he didn't just mean for the franchise. He meant he said it is the most important game to launch in Microsoft's history, something along those lines.
I can see that. I disagree. I think
but the thing is, I understand his reasoning.
Consoles for them. For consoles, this is absolutely. This will make a break.
That's what I'm saying. I understand his reasoning. Basically saying not only is this important for Halo, obviously, but Microsoft Xbox Series X needs this fucking game. And if it works, let me finish. And if it works, right, this will harken back to the original Xbox. The original Xbox, what game blew that shit up? Halo Combat Evolved.
That's my most important game for
so because of that, I understand where he's coming from. I don't know if I necessarily agree, but I understand where he's coming from.
But then again, remember, this is Phil. This is all his shit. So if this doesn't work out, they'll be like, yeah, we went with your idea. None of this shit works. We're gonna sell it all. We're done. With that other dude that wanted to come in here and sell the shit off. Remember, there was that rumor that the guy that wanted to come in for the spot. So the fact that they're letting him do so much with it, put so much money, develop all these new services, the Game Pass and the xCloud and all the stuff, we're seeing a lot of growth, and this is all him. So this is it. This is the final piece of this. It's like, right, here's a piece of hardware, and this is the game that's going to sell that hardware. That game needs to fucking come out at launch. You can't release it and say, hey, we got a coupon, and in 3 months, use this, redeem this coupon, and you'll get the game. Nope. That game needs to sell the console. Those commercials have to look amazing. The ads, everything has to look amazing. And be like, yeah, this looks like that on the butter box that looks like this.
The butter box.
That's it. No, it doesn't glow like what Manny thought it did, but it has a big fan. And guess what? If you have a cold, you can put your hands on it.
I thought they had uranium in that shit, man. Nuclear power, son. The first nuclear-powered console, son.
That's what the green's about. Next you know, and the shit blows up in the living room. Come on now. We can't can't promote that.
Yo, fucking block goes up and shit.
Right?
Like a fucking mini nuke from Fallout, you know, just.
But if they ever do make a Lego edition of it, I think that should look cool. If they have a little panel where it looks like it's a Lego block thing built, that'd be awesome. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, this is interesting. So they currently do not have a plan B, in case the C virus goes really fucking crazy. But at the same time, they want to make sure that they launch the system at the same time everywhere. I didn't know this. Apparently, Xbox One, Xbox One, the 2013 system, it came out in Japan 9 months afterwards. They say they don't want to do that this time. They want global launch. Everybody gets an Xbox.
You remember why though? Nobody cared.
Nobody
gave. No one liked the 360.
Yo, 3 dudes in Japan bought this shit.
Exactly.
And they did it
It was all the American soldiers that are posted there.
Yeah. It was 3 motherfuckers that bought this shit. It was Jimmy, it was Tommy, and motherfucking Vinny, man. They bought this shit.
Man, I remember when it launched and there was pictures that people were posting on Reddit and stuff online from Japan. It was like, oh, here's my local electronics store and they have an Xbox. It was like all the way in the back. You know, they had Wii's and Wii U's in front of the damn Xbox. It was all in the corner somewhere. They're like, yeah, they don't care about it.
Oh, my bad. It was 4 guys. Sakaguchi, he lost a bet and he had to buy this shit too, you know? All right, let's move on, man. More Phil Spencer stuff. This is gonna dash a couple of dreams here. Phil Spencer pretty much definitively says, do not expect Scalebound to ever come back.
Damn. Oh, they really talked about that?
Yeah, man. He brought that shit up. You know, Ryan McCaffrey asked him about it, you know. He says I did some learning about Fable Legends and Scalebound, about being public about things before I know that we've got a deal, believable plan. We just didn't get there with Scalebound and the team. We love some of the ideas they were trying to do, and we wanted to ship a great game to our customers. Of course, we are going to be a little upset they are going to be a little upset that we weren't able to deliver on our goals. We're not working on it. I'm almost positive Platinum aren't working on it. For the people out there who think something's in the works, there's not. Damn, Phil.
He
laid that shit down.
He took that one down. He's like he extra put a pin in that.
He's like, I shot it myself.
Yeah, I took the shit behind back.
He's like, I literally walked in there. I took Old Yeller out to the back and I shot it right in front of you. I even took video of it just so you know it's done.
And that's the one thing about his position. He can say whatever he wants. He is in charge. So it's not like, oh, well, he can do the whole PR speech. Well, we're still working on our options and we're still reviewing details.
Nope, he just said it.
No, he just said done. I mean, it also makes me think that Platinum and Microsoft did not have a good party.
Yo, didn't Kamiya fucking block him and shit?
Oh, he blocked his ass.
Yep, that doesn't sound good.
Yo, Kamiya is a fucking... He's crazy, man.
He blocked Phil, he blocked Xbox, he blocked the whole caboodle, man. Because he's like, motherfucker.
Yeah, they lost money from that because Platinum Games recently did a GoFundMe for a game.
For Wonderful 101.
Yeah, all right. And the last thing, we actually did already speak about this, how they said they're not going to delay the system. All right, we'll see about that, Mr. Phil.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
We'll see about that. You know,
the only thing that I can think of, and that's why I'm saying this, because they're gonna ask for a large amount of money, whether $400 or $500 doesn't matter. When the shit hits the fan, people just don't think about that. Think about saving money for food and other things. Yeah. So unless they come up with something, if they come up with something saying, "Hey, we understand things are crazy. We still want to release this. We want to give you something, but here's this trade-in plans and do the payment plans. Trade this in, get 200 from that, then do a payment plan up to 200. So at the end of the day, right now you're only paying $20 a month. You know, they're probably going to work something like that.
Aren't they already going to do something like that? Like if
they're already doing that. Yeah, they're already doing it, but at least not the system trading system. But if you want to do the payment system, yeah, that's already available.
Yeah, like basically, I forgot the name of the program, but basically, if you like subscribe to it, right? You know, if you stay subscribed to it for long enough, you'll actually pay off the Xbox Series X, which is pretty dope. Sony should do some for that.
Yeah, go on Microsoft's website. You'll see it when you go in the store section. You go to check out and buy a game, the console. You'll see all the payment options, and that's one of them. You just need a credit card in.
Yeah, no, you know, I've said this many times. You know, historically speaking, fucking $500 consoles have been, death. Basically, but if you have it as a part of subscription, $20 a month, go ahead. People won't give a fuck. You can even charge $600. They won't give a shit. Sony.
Yeah. And when you do that plan, it comes with Game Pass.
Give a fuck, yeah.
So you're getting a bunch of games with it.
Yeah. All right, man. Let's move on to the next thing, which is the other side of the street. Sony, baby. All right. So basically, Eurogamer. This is what they should have done in the first place. By the way, just saying. Instead of that Mark Cerny thing, so they brought Mark Cerny on and they asked him a bunch of questions about the PlayStation 5. They didn't really reveal anything. Correct me if I'm wrong here. That was brand new. That wasn't already revealed before. They just went a little bit deeper into the shit. So, like I did last time, I'm gonna let you tech nerds take over this shit and explain to people what revelations came out. Carlos, why don't you start us off, man?
Wait, Eurogamer?
Not Eurogamer.
Well, it's Digital Foundry, right?
Yeah,
Digital Foundry.
Video Foundry.
It's
the same thing.
It's the same thing. Yeah. Carlos, go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I didn't really get too much out of it. Like the whole thing. The main focus of most of the video was the CPU and GPU variable clock rates, and how it's being controlled. Like, they're kind of sharing this. Like, I forgot what the hell the thing's called. Like AMD power control. I don't know.
Oh, the smart shift. AMD
yeah, that smart shift thing where it's like your CPU is doing all these processing, and your GPU is doing all this processing. Depending on which one's doing less, it'll shift from one to the other and reach the max clock rates for either the GPU or the CPU. To be honest, the whole thing, even the whole presentation that Digital Foundry did was kind of confused me even more.
Oh shit.
Because it's like, because he was mentioning, it's like, oh yeah, like it's like it has nothing to do with like if thermal input or thermal decrease is done by like 10%, it won't do much to the clock rates, but if you decrease it by 20%, it'll do it drastically. And like he's talking a whole bunch of other shit. It's like, I don't need that shit.
Well, he was talking about how overclocking and increasing the voltage doesn't scale 1-to-1 with your clock rate, so that it works on a curve. And he said, so if you decrease power significantly, it doesn't really lower the clock rate that much, but it does lower the heat, and that you won't see this huge drop in performance. And his example, he showed Crysis 3. I don't remember if it was Crysis 3 or Hitman 2 running on like a Ryzen 7 with the closest AMD video card they could get to this, and then at 3 different clock speeds. And he said even a 1 teraflop difference between the two settings only increased the frame rate by 6%. So it wasn't a big jump. It wasn't this huge leap that you would think. So he was. It was kind of that analogy works with looking at the Series X and PlayStation, right? So everybody's comparing the 10.2 teraflops or whatever the PS5 has, and then Series X is what, 12 or 13?
12. But yeah, he was talking about how the computing units and the significance of having more computing units instead of raising up the clock. Theoretically, they did that test. I forgot what game they were testing, where they were showing that one GPU that had, I think, 36 computing units, which I believe is what the PS5 has, and they compared it to another one where they were testing the difference, and the one with the higher computing units was clearly outperformed the lower one.
Right. And then he was trying to explain also with that example with the 3 different settings, not just the teraflop difference didn't make much of an impact on frame rate because it doesn't scale the same, but that also, like Carlos was saying, pushing the GPU to a variable speed and then lowering that, again, you have diminishing returns. If you clock it all the way up, he showed that you only get like a 1 to 3% increase in frame rate, right? Which is what we can see, right? What we perceive. Yeah. So you get diminishing returns the more power you put into the system. So that's what he was trying to explain. So once you get in, and he couldn't even get the card. He only got it, I think, to 9.7 teraflops. He couldn't get it to what PS5 will theoretically run at, and he definitely didn't get it to the Series X level. But as you get up there, right, that curve, it starts to flatten. So going from 10.2 to 12 is you're only going to get single-digit percent, not even under 5% difference in frame rate at most, right?
Yeah,
So it's
Chris.
not that big of a deal.
Yeah, a question for you from Goose. He goes, could you ask Sealy if the GPU and CPU could hit their max clock speeds independent of the AMD Smart Shift? I was confused about this.
Yeah, they can. The fill rate of the GPU can hit the max clock rate, and the CPU can hit max clock rate as long as the thermal sensor doesn't cap them, right? As soon as you start hitting this temperature threshold, it's going to start with the smart shift pushing things one to the other or lowering the voltage, right? And lowering the clock rate. So if it stays stable, like if it's cool enough and the game is that demanding, then I think they can both hit their cap.
So that's the part that confused me because I'll admit I was working while I was watching the video. Like the AMD shift smart shift, did it use temperature to detect the clock rates of the CPU GPU, or did it use the actual clock rates to do that?
I think it used the clock rates. I think there's a different temperature control unit that was outside of the smart shift on the diagram. So how I understood it was smart shift is looking if the CPU is too overburdened and the GPU is not doing too much. And then he made that a Spider-Man analogy. It's like, oh, you're looking at the sky, the GPU is not doing anything.
Yeah.
And smart shift is going to take cycles from the CPU and have it compute on the GPU because the GPU is not doing anything. So that's how I understood it. One is busier than the other. It's going to try to balance them out. But I think theoretically, as long as the thermal sensor doesn't start lowering the voltage, they could both hit their
max caps.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just seems like I can see first party developers taking advantage of this and making this work, but it concerns me. Like it seems like something that third party devs are not going to take full advantage of, especially when they're trying to port everything to multiple systems.
Yeah, he says Cerny said the AMD Smart Shift is automatic.
Yeah. Well, it's dynamic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't that different though? Dynamic and automatic.
No, dynamic, like they can, like they're mutually exclusive. Like dynamic, interacts with different things to automate whatever it wants to do.
Yeah, I think what he's saying is that developers don't have to think about that. Like you don't have to get into the nitty gritty of how the SoC works as you're developing games. Like the system is supposed to figure that stuff out, right?
Yeah. Oh, by the way, go ahead. Go ahead, guys. Go ahead.
Yeah, man, they were going to use that to help out with a remastering engine.
Oh man! By the way, our boy Hip Hop is still talking about that, so we'll see. He says there's some news that we got to stay tuned for.
Oh.
So we'll see about that. By the way, shout out to Weapon X, who's in the chat room right now. Reggie, he says third parties are taking advantage of it from word on the street. We'll see though.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the cell. That's the part that always brings me to pause. Like the cell was way more impressive than the PowerPC that 360 had, and they didn't really have it. They just third party. A lot of third party developers have timelines and deadlines, and they're trying to get their system, their games to work on Xbox, PC, and PlayStation. So it's like sometimes there's not enough time to take full advantage of the things that they have.
Yeah,
but for first party devs, forget about it.
Yeah, I think first party devs are definitely going to go ham on that shit. And especially they just they're going to need those guys to really like sell the system, on their games, especially if we could do all this miraculous shit like Cerny said. Anyway, did they talk about backwards compatibility at all? Did they explain anything during this thing?
Not that I watched the whole video. I didn't hear anything about backwards compatibility.
They did talk about how
the PS4 stuff, right?
Yeah, the PS4 backwards compatibility.
Oh, that I don't count that. Like if you're anything beyond PS4, they did not discuss. I mean, he mentioned Killzone, Shadowfall, Spider-Man. There was a mention of God of War briefly. Then he made comparisons on the PC. They use Hitman 2. They use Crysis 3. And that's all I remember them using. for examples.
Yeah. By the way, this is a little off topic, but it's still on it. I got into an argument with this guy on Twitter, which I shouldn't have. I told myself, Tony, don't get into arguments with people on Twitter, and I did, even though it was kind of short. Basically, because Sony announced that, that it was, he kind of misspoke when it comes to the 100 games that are going to be available at launch. It's 100 games that they've tested at the moment, and they plan to have thousands of games, PS4 games, playable on PS5 with no problems at launch. That's what they said. They had to come back and do a retractment on that or whatever. So I talked about that on Twitter, and one guy kept going, yo, no, but they said 100. I'm like, yeah, they said that, and they had to retract it. No, but they said 100. I'm like, okay, this is a stupid fucking conversation right now. Like, I'm giving you the updated shit. You're telling me the old shit. I know he said that with the old shit. I'm telling you the new shit.
You had to send him the word retraction and the definition, because maybe that's what it was. He didn't understand what that word meant.
Yeah, and then, when he said, like, I don't believe you, I'm like, okay, fucking done. It's fucking retarded ass shit. So yeah, so I guess not really, excuse me, I still got the little bit of the Rona there. If so do we get any new information off of this? I guess it was just like here's the funny thing I'm getting, like, they reiterated shit and people are still confused about what this system can really do. It
was more a little bit more of a clarification, but again, it was really just not anything. There was nothing for anybody to see. And
yeah,
as anybody knows, when it comes to talking to people that are just
whose cat was that?
Whose cat?
That's mine. Cat? That's mine.
Yo, shout out to the cat, man. All right.
So it's obviously it's because there's nothing to show. You don't see the differences, right?
Oh yeah, he said that in the video. He said Sony next time has to demo some software. They have to show something to explain this better. Like the guy on the Digital Foundry video said that. And I agree with him 100%.
Oh, that sounds like Adam's line right there, right, Adam?
The thing about it,
give me something. Gotta show some. Come on now. It's a console that plays games, and you're not showing any fucking games on a console.
No, we're gonna talk about the chips and shit. We're gonna talk about the sound that goes
chips and bits and bells and whistles. Fuck that shit. Show me what it can do.
Wait, are you telling me that you're not interested in them molding your fucking ears, man? That's what I want, man.
Yeah, I already sent them a picture of my shit. I sent them. I got a little cauliflower and everything.
Yeah, listen, I molded something else, man. It wasn't my ears. You know what I'm saying? Anyway,
it's like having a Marvel announcement and then not showing a movie poster or anything, or doing any sort of talk. They're like, yes, we're going to announce this thing. We're going to have like an hour-long presentation, talk about this movie that's eventually coming that you don't know, who's going to be in it or anything, but be excited.
Yo, by the way, because of Family Guy, I can't say ears correctly. I have to say ears now.
Ears.
Oh, my freaking ears. Oh man. All right, let's move on, man. Where the fuck are we right now? All right, we briefly touched on it. Final Fantasy VII is hitting the streets early because basically, because of the whole C virus shit. Square's like, you know what? Here's the fucking game. Go ham.
So it's the digital version. It's not the physical.
Oh no, physical is out there too.
They're throwing it out there too.
Physical
for Australia.
For Australia, but even in America, motherfuckers are getting their shit too.
Oh.
But because of that, specifically because of that, they're telling people, do not ruin the game for other people. Don't start streaming.
What's the story with it? We still don't know. It's episodic, but how long is it?
They said the first part is going to be roughly 60, 80 hours, but they didn't say anything about when the next one's coming.
60?
Yeah, 60.
Yeah, 60.
60 to 80.
I think this is every year. I think we're going to get a different part every year.
Glorious
That would be nice. That would be nice,
Shout out to Glorious War. He lives in Australia, and I think he got the copy.
Let
us know.
Yeah, man. Yo, post that shit on Twitter,
Post on Twitter.
What the fuck was I talking? Oh yeah, Final Fantasy. So yeah, Adam, you threw me off track. Oh, so yeah, 60, 80 hours. This first episode. Oh, my theory is they're not going to do this, by the way, because it would be too consumer friendly. But what I think would be cool if they do is basically when you got a new, episode, charge maybe $20 for it and just have it download into your game, and that's it.
Oh, so you don't think it's part of the $60 deal? You think that they're going to charge for that?
They're going to charge you. They're going to charge you $60 for every single episode.
Oh, that's bullshit.
No.
And I have a $60 for an incomplete game. Then
no. But Adam, and you know why they're going to do that? Because they know motherfuckers gonna buy that shit. That's why.
I don't know. I don't believe that. We got to read that.
Adam, again, just a clarification. I don't want them to do that. I want them to release the games like maybe $10, $20 each. But I know
you said somebody.
No, but I know they're going to do $60.
Who was it? Someone has a physical copy in the chat. You said somebody has it.
Glorious.
Then if he flips over in the back, it should say if it's the full game or not.
Because little boxes. Tell us about that's a good one.
Yeah, in the little boxes it'll say if it's a full game or if it's
but we know for a fact the game ends at Midgard. When you leave Midgard, that's the end of this.
I get it, but I was thinking if I pay $60 and it's an episodic, it's still one long story. Yeah. The next part is just like a Telltale's game. The next part I don't have to rebuy it. It's part of my
hour, thing. But I know what you're saying. Again, that's what I would like them to do. But I know again, greed. Let's just be real here. Greed oversees anything. They know greed and thirst because they know that Final Fantasy fans will buy all of these games, no matter how many there are, for $60 a pop. No questions asked. They may bitch about it, but they're gonna fucking do it. You know that. You know?
Like even a game like Persona 5, they're recently gonna release their sort of little expansion to the game, and that's a $60 game, and it's just pretty much the game repackaged with more extra content.
It's not really a game. It's the game. It's got a lot of extra shit in it. But it's still almost another game's worth of stuff. Like that.
Yeah, but the one that's coming on Switch, that Royale.
Yeah, they did say
Royale. I'm looking forward to that.
They said it's like 40 hours worth of new content. That's a lot.
That is a lot. That's a lot.
I mean, that's exactly what they did with Persona 4 Golden. Like they resold that game again, but they added all this additional stuff to it. So this is the perfect edition.
Hold on, what the fuck? Hold on, Goose. He says, "Welcome to our featured segment called Adam Channels Brett," and then says outrageous shit. Damn. Goose.
What did I say? I didn't say anything. If I pay $60 for a game, I just expect to have the game. Don't tell me, hey, to be continued. When you add some more fucking money, no, it's like $60. I want the whole game. That's all.
Yeah, but Adam, you know what they're gonna do, bro.
That's by the way, for Persona 5, it's Persona 5 Royal, not Royale.
I see Riku. You know Riku. You don't wear glasses, right? Do you, Riku?
No, I do not.
Okay. Anyway, I just imagine you adjusting your fake glasses. Like, actually, it's Persona 5 Royal.
Hey, all I'm saying is that when I mispronounce something, you guys get on me. So
no, that's what you do on Throwdown, man. Monster Hunter,
There you go. Exactly. See,
Monster cheese is pretty good. I do like some Monster cheese.
Yeah.
Who said Royale?
Yeah, no. See,
I said Royale.
Wow. Yeah. All three of you said Royale.
Yeah,
I didn't. I've never used the word Royale ever in my fucking life. Royal.
Yeah, you have. Manny, remember we saw Casino Royale? You said the name of the movie.
Yeah.
That was Casino.
What about Pulp Fiction? You have a Royale with cheese.
Royale with cheese.
Don't make them rewind this and catch you, Manny.
Yeah. I didn't say you can rewind all the fuck you want.
That's right. I said it.
Yo, hold on.
I said it. I thought that's what it was. I haven't even seen the end.
Hold on. Okay, just for correction again. Riku, what's the name of the fucking game?
Persona 5 Royal. Not Royale. Like, because, Battle Royale, that's a different...
Yeah.
I'm thinking about Casino Royale, man.
You can say Persona 5R. That's what I call it.
It's actually Royale. Like a pretentious...
When does that come out? When is that dropping?
Royal I think, is out already, actually, isn't it?
Yeah, it came out already.
It comes out this week, no?
Yo, I want to get it, but I'm not going to play this shit, man.
And they put some new music in there, and fix the grinding in it, too. So now,
the grind wasn't that bad though before.
So now, if you how you randomly run into weak enemies and you have to fight them, you can just run them over with your car, and get the experience and stuff out of them.
Oh, that does make it efficient.
Get a car. What game are you playing that has a car?
Well, when you go into the Mentos world or whatever it's called, like you drive this little, you go into an underground world. You're driving that little bus around, the cat bus, right? Yeah. But you essentially you just keep hitting if you run into weak. Sometimes you'll run into powerful enemies, and then sometimes you'll run into weak enemies. So the more powerful that you get, the weaker enemies just become just nothing. So you just run them over with the bus, and then you keep going.
Hold on, maybe I'm misremembering. Couldn't you do that in a normal game? I remember running over motherfuckers.
You can run over them, but now you don't need to. Now you didn't even get to know. Go ahead.
You can run them over to start a fight.
Yeah. You can, the big ones you can ram into them.
Now if you run into them and they're a shitty cheap enemy, you just kill them.
Oh, that's
and you
good
get
to
the
know.
experience and the stuff out of them.
That's good to know.
But this should release last year in Japan.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah. Oh, by the way,
Well,
just Goose, just in the
For Switch, the Switch version.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, clarification. Adam didn't say he expected the entire series to be $60. He didn't say that. He just expected the other episodes to not cost $60, right, Adam?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's like if they're going to charge me $60 for each one, it's like, yo, what? It's an incomplete game. It's not going to give me an ending.
Time, just to be fair, if you're getting 80 hours out of each one of them, kind of worth $60, don't you think?
I just want the story to end. I mean, unless it's running it like a Lord of the Rings type of shit.
Well, it is. It sounds like it, where you get a complete thing. Because even if you think about Midgard, that was a kind of a own story in itself. You know what I'm saying? I just want you know what? I'll stop because I'll ask this a little bit later because I'm wondering how are they going to do the open world when you have two different games? You know what I'm saying? And here's my little conspiracy theory. I'm throwing it out there. I don't give a fuck. What if they are waiting for the new consoles to come out for the next episodes because they need that big ass fucking shit? These big ass continents that they plan to throw in there.
Maybe.
Who knows?
Yo, Rico, that Persona's not out.
I saw motherfuckers with the shit.
I can't. I'm on Nintendo's site. They don't even have it listed.
Oh no, it's
really
PS4.
Yeah, what are you
PS4 only.
Adam, really, Adam?
Oh. I thought it was going to be on Switch.
No,
that's what they said.
Adam, come on.
What's the version that's coming for the Switch?
You're thinking of Persona 5 Scramble.
That's it. See, there you go. Scramble these nuts. That's what I thought was coming.
Yo, somebody get Adam.
I don't want to.
Adam, haven't you
stop
heard
this man?
Yo,
somebody get Adam a Royale sandwich.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Royale with cheese,
come on,
man.
Adam, come on,
I really
son.
thought no, because that's it. I really thought this was going to be the one for sure. So what's Scramble then? What the fuck is that?
So Persona 5 Scramble is the game that Atlas went over to Omega Force to make a Dynasty Warriors Persona game.
Oh, it's a Dynasty Warriors.
No. Here's the thing. Here's the thing, Adam. That literally everyone said that, and then they played the demo, and they're like, "Holy fucking shit! This will be the first Muso game that I actually like." Look up gameplay. Look up game because it doesn't even.
I like the One Piece one. That was pretty good.
Yo, Weapon X said, "Scramble is your brains, Adam."
Yeah, well, fuck. I don't follow Persona.
What about Theo?
Adam, they got kind of like the Final Fantasy VII remake where you can like slow down and do your little special attacks. They kind of have that in the Scramble game where and you use the signature moves from Persona, and also they also have the little. If you play Persona 5, you know how you can explore and you can like zip here and there as far as like dungeon crawling. They have that in that game as well.
All right, so when is this coming? Let's see this Scramble.
They should have a demo out though. You should try it.
Yo, man, don't even try to see it, man, because you'll never see it coming.
You'll never see
it. Get down.
Yeah. By the way, Manny, you've said Royale plenty of times tonight, man. Just saying.
I did. I said Royale, but I never used Royal. I use Royal all the time.
Crazy. Oh damn! Yo, don't diss Riku, man. What's wrong with you guys? They say you sound like Urkel.
Really?
Like, yo,
you know what that guy's selling today? A lot of people don't know who Urkel is.
And these are brothers saying that too, man. The shame. Where's the unity, man?
Wait, Goose is a brother?
Yeah, man. You didn't see?
I thought he was Hispanic.
Well, hey, we come in all shades, baby. You know that.
Oh, okay.
Well, the one who said, and by the way, the guy who said the specific thing was Weapon X. Reggie's lines again. Listen. Yo, Reggie, we got to get you back on the show, man. Yo, we just let Reggie talk for an hour, man. Like, yo, let me listen. When I get this game, the way he does, my man was crying and shit. Yo, what the fuck was that? We were doing some shit. It was some Avengers something. Like, Reggie, he got emotional with the motherfucker, man.
Oh yeah, the freaking the review we did. Endgame, yo, that was epic, man.
Yo, Reggie was crying. So like you see the tears coming out my man's eyes, like, but man tears, not the pussy tears. Like
did he cry when he saw what Robert Downey Jr. did with Doolittle and be like, keep that for this shit?
Yo, Reggie, you're the real one, bro. You're the real one. Yo, hold on, who said that shit? Weapon X loves the breadheads. Phantom Vash with the deep cut. I'm not even gonna explain that to the people, but Weapon, you already know what that means. He likes Phoenix, man. He likes Phoenix. All right, let's move on here. Speaking about this one's not a remake; it's a remaster. Call of Duty. Set the world on fire. Modern Warfare 2 HD is coming exclusively to the PlayStation 4. Oh,
that shit was out already. It's already out.
It's out. It's out now. It's out now.
$20, yeah. So Adam, they stealth-dropped that shit.
Yeah, what's your take on this, man?
I knew it was happening. We all knew it was going to happen because of what they did with the first remake. But the fact that they just stealth-dropped it like this, they're like, fuck, it's out.
What about the exclusivity?
Also, none of that exclusivity. We knew that was a deal that they've had already with Sony for a while.
Is it only for like a month or something like that?
Yep, it's just for a month. It's just a single player.
Yeah, it's just a single. They're not turning on those servers. I don't think those servers are ever going to come back on because it's already to spread out. You still have people playing the Black Ops 4. You just dropped Warzone and all this crazy shit. So come on now.
It seems like they're just planning to roll out the multiplayer in the Modern Warfare. So it seems like the plan is they're going to like take all the single players and remaster them one by one, and then all the multiplayers will be like rolled into just one big like Call of Duty Modern Warfare multiplayer.
See,
like a Master Chief Collection.
Yeah, it would have been great if they dropped that shit on Switch. They should have put it on Switch, man. Put a proper Call of Duty on that shit.
Older.
I don't have one.
Call of Duty.
Yeah, I haven't played it yet because I got all this other shit to review, but I plan on getting on it.
Shit, man. Well, I mean, now that Last of Us ain't coming out, we got a lot to play.
Got time now.
Got time.
Man,
Rico gonna. Yeah, I was talking to Rico and I'm like, yo, Rico, I want to play Legend of Heroes, the fucking I was gonna say Trails 3 or Trails 1, but yeah, I'm just gonna start. But like, I have to play, freaking Last of Us and Ghost of Tsushima and
not anymore.
Probably not.
Not anymore, man.
Everything's getting pushed back, man. Hit that backlog.
Yeah, that's it. Just hit the...
Yo, aren't they gonna do a remake of Modern Warfare 2 anyway? Like an actual remake, like they did with last year's game? I think they are, right?
What? That's this?
No,
what they did with the last? What? Oh, you mean like with the whole thing? Nah, I don't think so. I think because what we have, this is more of like a reboot of everything in a different direction. They're just going to continue that, the more grittiness.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. So yes, then so the answer is yes. Then we are going to get a Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah, but not a throwback, not like a Modern Warfare 3.
No, it's gonna be a sequel to the game we got last year.
Yeah. They're gonna continue with that new. Yeah. They're gonna continue with that. Was a hit.
And obviously they're gonna do hints from the previous game. You know what I'm saying? Like they did with this one. But the shit we have now is the old game. With nicer graphics. Yeah, I was just asking that. By the way, last year's Call of Duty Modern Warfare was the first Call of Duty I played. I understood the hype. I got it. That shit is addictive, man.
Hype is real. The hype is real. And that's the thing. And not only that, even with this, I got to commend them for dropping it at $20. That's what you're supposed to do for a fucking old-ass game that's remastered. None of this $40, $60 for some bullshit. No. $20. Hey, it's old. Just fucking play it.
You just gave me the ill segue right now, man. But Carl's about to fuck it up.
Real quick. Tony, I didn't hear you clearly enough. So did you play the remastered, the original Modern Warfare, or just the new Modern Warfare?
Just a new one, yeah.
That was good.
Yeah, that's the first Call of Duty I ever played. I reviewed it too for PC, Mate. Check that out. I understood when I started playing the multiplayer. So obviously I had to play multiplayer for the review, and then like 6 hours passed. I'm like, oh shit. Because the thing is,
like, you see how they get you when you keep leveling up and all the shit that's popping up, and you're like halfway there, like I'll play another match. Oh, I just gotta get that next level.
No, that wasn't what got me. What got me was like because it shows you the progress bar, right? It would always be this much left. I'm like, let me do one more, and I'll fill it up, and it'll always be this much left, like an inch for you guys who are listening, like a little inch. I'm like, I got to keep going. So I kept doing that over and over and over and over again. And then obviously I was like, oh shit, I can upgrade my weapons now. Fuck, let's do that. Let's make this fucking M4 butter right now, And then of course, since I got a better weapon, I'm killing more motherfuckers.
You're getting more familiar with the maps. You're seeing the patterns. You're seeing the routes. You're seeing how people run in certain areas. I'm like, oh, if I just stay over here and I'm come across.
I gotta give Call of Duty props. Think about it like this, right? You guys know how I feel about battle royale games. I don't like them.
Oh, you're saying it right.
Huh?
Because you stuttered on Royale. You stuttered on Royale, and it's like, yeah, you said it right.
No, I started on Royale just because I stuttered. You know.
No, I know, but that's the joke. That's the joke because we're talking about Royale and Royal.
Man, threw me off. What the fuck was I even talking about anymore? Oh yeah. So you guys know I don't like the battle royal games. I said that shit on purpose. Call of Duty Warzone. This shit is butter. Yeah. I like it. I like it. I like it.
We gotta get back.
Man, we still haven't gotten back, man.
Yeah, we should. I liked it, man.
Yeah, that was fun.
I blame Adam.
Well, don't blame me for this shit. What do you mean? Oh, for playing it or not playing it?
It's all your fault.
So wait.
What part?
Yeah,
This Warzone mode, is it the Call of Duty's Royale mode, or is this something different?
No, it's Royale.
No, it
It's
is.
Royale mode. It's
Royale, but more like a Call of Duty game. There's more buildings. There's more.
Does it have
combat going on?
objectives,
It has,
or is it just?
There are some objectives.
There's random ones. You could do them or not
right.
do them, however you want.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
But Rico, it is still a battle royale game. Like the map strength.
The only reason I asked this is because I don't know if you. I do know. None of you motherfuckers here play Killzone. And Killzone's like biggest multiplayer mode is called Warzone, where it is like, I think back on PS3 was 12 on 12, and it was a rotating objective, massive multiplayer match. The match. I think like okay, so
was it a massive action game?
Yeah. Well, remember Battlefield used to do it with their conquest mode, which was also
Conquest.
massive.
Conquest had that too.
Okay. Who's just saying you're wrong, Riku?
Yeah, all I'm saying is that. You say what? Who's saying I'm wrong?
He said
I don't know. Wrong.
Wrong about what?
About Killzone, what you're describing.
No, you're wrong.
He says Warzone was a rotating playlist of modes.
Isn't that what I just said?
Oh, he said
12 on 12,
yeah.
And he said a list of playlists. I said a list of objectives. That's the playlist. The list of objectives is like said, search and destroy. It's team deathmatch.
Yo, man,
I know what the fuck I'm talking about. I got the platinum in every Killzone game. Even the one called Killzone 3 multiplayer, where it's just literally multiplayer trophies and a platinum. I know what the fuck I'm talking about.
I think he has a problem with you saying you called it massive. I think he objects to that.
I mean, it was massive when it came out.
That's true. Back in the day.
Hey man, yo, I love that Ricky was like, yo, how many platinums you got? Oh,
exactly. Get the fuck out of my face. 201 platinums, baby.
201.
Rico, you're a fucking beast, bro. All right, man. Speaking about remasters, so most of Mario's 35-year catalog is going to be remastered for the Switch in 2020.
I heard that it's in a collection because people were talking about pricing because they're not stingy with their pricing. Nintendo
we're going to talk about that because I'm thinking, I'm thinking they're going to charge $60 for every game, and
from what I saw. But from what I saw, I guess if I find it that they confirmed it's a package. 3 of those games: Sunshine, Galaxy, and one other
64?
It's 60, maybe the 64. But 3 games are going to be in a bundle, and that'll be a full price. So
I heard another rumor, and honest, I don't think it was a rumor. It was more
by the way,
like,
Eurogamer kind of confirmed this, so that's why I'm kind of leading credence to this shit. You know what I'm saying? It's not like that fucking shit Adam sent us today. I was like, what is this?
What? I told you. That was your boys over at comicbook.com, and they were over there just reiterating what they heard. So the guy was like, yo these fools are talking crazy shit. But he put their names. He didn't do like some people like, I heard a rumor. What'd you hear? The internet. No, they fucking said it. He was like, yo, Jimbo Jones here and Tito Bob over here. These are the bitches saying it. Go ahead, click their names and see what they're saying. Shit. Point your hate toward them because they're talking crazy.
They did like, yo, it wasn't me, it was my man sent him.
That's it.
Yeah, no, but he was saying it like very factually, and then by the 4th paragraph, he's like, well, now you got to take this with a huge grain of salt.
Yeah.
Just internet.
That should have been at the top of the fucking article, not at the bottom.
Yo, after he slandered PS5 to the first 2 paragraphs,
said that it can't play fucking anything, has trouble playing PS5 games. Developers say it's garbage.
Yeah. Now take that with a huge grain of salt.
Exactly.
I heard it from these 2 motherfuckers. Go over there.
Oh, man.
So this shit with the Mario games, it's at least credible. It's not just some dudes flinging mud. And apparently some of the games that are going to be on there, like you guys say, Super Mario Sunshine, Super Mario 64, Super Mario Galaxy games. It's gonna be a lot, people. You know,
And there's
Super Mario World game, Super Mario Wii U, all that shit.
So, if they have both Super Mario Galaxy games in there in one pack, that'd be great.
These are the games. These are the games because again, we don't have full.
I'll find it. From what I heard, that it's going to be a bundle. It's one game. It's going to be $60, and all these are going to be bundled together. It's not going to be individual $60.
That would be stupid. But here the games
that
would
be expensive. That would be super expensive.
But Nintendo fans will pay you though. Okay. Anyway, just going down the line here. So Super Mario Brothers 1, 2, and 3. Super Mario Land. Both of them from the Game Boy. Super Mario World, the GOAT. Super Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine, New Super Mario Brothers, Super Mario Galaxy, New Super Mario Brothers Wii, Super Mario Galaxy 2, Super Mario 3D Land for the 3DS, dope game, New Super Mario Brothers 2, New Super Mario Brothers U, and Super Mario 3D World.
3D World.
Yeah.
I picture this like a...
That's a lot of Mario.
Like remember the All-Star Super Mario All-Star game?
I don't know. Can I make this joke? With the C virus going on, Mario being Italian, I'm gonna stop before I get ahead.
Yo, man, chill, man.
Mario, I'm just gonna say, Mario, Luigi, stay the fuck home. Don't kiss nobody. That's all I'm saying.
Wash your damn hands.
Wash your hands.
Yo, I'm telling you,
they wear gloves. They wear gloves.
There's a developer out there right now making that game. I'm telling you, there's somebody making that fucking game.
Mario,
right now.
Stay home, son.
Stay home. That'll be the name of the game. Stay home.
Let Peach get taken. She, as a matter of fact, stop breaking up her relationship with Bowser. You need to stop that. Stop being a stalker.
I'll give ideas for that game. It'll be, you get a call, it's a girl, and you're playing the game. It's got a little dialogue box. Like, hey, can I come over? And he's like, yes or no. She might be infected. What do you want to do?
Mario, leave it alone. Leave that Peach alone, son. Stay home, man. Your country.
All right,
Anyway,
man. Go ahead. One thing that they were talking about that seemed pretty awesome, that too good for Nintendo to be true. It's like, let's say the new releases are, they have the Super Mario All Stars, and they have all the Mario 1, 2, Lost Worlds, and 3, and Super Mario World. Well, what if they did a Super Mario All Stars 2 with all the 64 on? That'd be pretty sick. Well, and if they charge $60, yo, man.
Well, remember they said it's being pushed as the 35th anniversary, right?
Yeah,
it's Mario's 35th anniversary, so that's why it seems that it's going to be one bundle. But they could break it up into 2 parts within that year. So it's like, hey, $60 for all these, and another $60 for all these.
I could see Nintendo doing something like that for sure.
Sort of like the way Capcom did it with their Mega Man collections.
Yeah,
remember? Mega Man 1, Mega Man Collection 2.
Oh, Goose, man, we're setting you off tonight, aren't we, man?
Why so serious?
Yeah, actually, no. He just said, "Adam, don't give him ideas."
Don't
give him ideas, bro. You know how Nintendo is, man.
Shit, man. What's crazy is that some of those games we already have for free if you just get the regular ones from the Nintendo service.
Yeah.
Remember? So we already got Super Mario World and the Super NES one. You already got the Mario one on NES, but unless they have to put that spit shine on it, the All-Stars approach. And they said they're going to remaster these things, so we'll see.
Mario All-Stars was fucking amazing. Great. That was
I think that was my first video game.
I think actually I think that was
good.
Brian? Mr. Brian.
I thought it was Riku who said it.
No, Riku said it, but it was Brian.
It was Chris.
No, Riku said it, but I thought I heard Brian jump in there. Anyways, Brian says, I got you here. Would you be willing to buy these games on your Switch?
Not really. Again, Mario games just aren't my thing. So
I love the way he says that shit. No, not really.
You guys are like, okay, would you? No, I wouldn't, because they're not my thing, so I won't. Maybe I'll check out the Galaxy games, because I always thought that they had a cool concept, but no, I'm good.
Yeah, that's pretty much me. I want to check out the Galaxy games. I always want to try those out.
Those were good. They were good games.
Yeah, and I also, fun. Oh yeah, actually, Super Mario 3D World's already out already. I can get that myself. Yeah, so the Galaxy games for sure. That's what I want. That'd be awesome. All right, I think we're done there. So let's move on to the next story. Randy Pitchford in the making headlines again, people. So apparently, Borderlands 3 came out last year. Game did very, very well. Lot of sales and all that. But the developers that made the game are, mad at Randy Pitchford for stifling their bonuses. Are we really surprised by this?
No, not really.
No.
Randy does some shit.
Well, doesn't it depend on the actual sales numbers? Because that's usually how bonuses work. You have to hit a certain number. It's not that it just sold well. It has to hit a number.
I think they did hit it. I think they exceeded the threshold.
Then they should get it. If they have it in writing, they can take them to court if they have it in writing.
Yeah, if they do. But yeah, it says that apparently, not this game specifically, but all the Borderlands games are $1 billion global brand. So that's why it's kind of weird that people are getting stifled on their money and shit, you know?
That's because he needs to spend it on other stuff.
Well, on top of that thing, he pays Gearbox pays below market for their devs with the promise of profit sharing and bonuses depending on the game sales. So Borderlands 3 hit that mark, right? And they're waiting for that money, and he said they're not getting it.
He's like, "Hey, Randy, what's up with the money? We're like, what are you talking about?"
Apparently, they still are going to get bonuses, but not anywhere near the amount of money they were supposed to get.
Again, it all comes down to the writing and what they had written. If that's in the contract, and if it's not in the contract, then they're asked out.
Yeah, apparently the way their royalties are split is 60-40, 60% going to the company and its owners, and 40% going to the employees in the form of quarterly bonuses. But apparently they're not doing that this time, or Randy. They're blaming Randy for this shit, basically.
Well, he's a big boss.
Yeah.
And they got a version. It's not Borderlands 3. It's all the older shit that's coming to Switch, right?
I'm not
sure.
They
might not. I gotta look it up. I don't even think they're doing it. I think it's a third party that's doing it. I think it's Painted Button, the people that did Doom.
Well, they don't usually
did that port.
They don't usually do those remasters. Usually the remasters are handled by external studios that are hired out. It's rare when they do those remasters that are done in-house. Burp.
Well, regardless, like, I think that's a shitty thing to do. Honestly, like, the Gearbox said, if you have options to leave that place, leave it. And you know what? They're a small community. All those devs and all that stuff. You share stories, tell them, fuck this place.
You know,
don't work there until they change their policies. And that 60-40 is bullshit. You guys are making the game, and 60% of the profit sharing and bonuses go to the top. Fuck them. Fuck Randy Pitchford. Go find some child porn on his computer, which is probably there, considering he leaves it around medieval times, and go fucking ransom it.
Oh God. Oh man, and I'm still reading the rest of this article. Remember, there was that other bullshit with the lawsuits last year. You know.
Yep.
And
Randy, the voice actor of Claptrap sued him.
Yeah. He said he hit him.
Oh, he said he assaulted him.
Yeah.
And then there was a $12 million bonus that Randy took and shit last year in 2016.
Is that company publicly traded?
It's Take-Two that puts it out.
Oh, okay. So it's
same people that give you Rockstar, man.
Yeah, people that do Rockstar.
Yeah, that's what it was. He took a $12 billion bonus in 2016 when they started developing Borderlands 3. It's like the game wasn't even made yet.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy, Randy, man. Some bullshit.
Yeah, I mean he's master hustler over there. Apparently.
Yeah, Turn Me Up Games. Yeah, it's not in house. They someone else is doing this shit.
And it's fun. It's interesting. Every single time something comes out about him doing some sneaky ass shit. It's like, dude, lay low for a second. Stop fucking your company over right now. I mean, first is the first one was the alien colonial marines, and them trying to fuck around with that shit,
Yeah, right. All right, man. That's all the story. So let's get into what games we've been playing. And Riku, why don't we start off with you?
Yes. So like I said earlier, I was playing Final Fantasy VIII, trying to beat it. Now that Cold Steel 3 is out the way, that's the main focus. I'm still as I was trying to get my 200th platinum, there were games I was playing on the side, and basically I'm petty. I was basically getting them all the way up to basically like 80 or 90%, and basically saying you're not 200th, but when I get 200th, I'll pop you right away. So Shovel Knight was one of those. I have Attack on Titan, the first game. I have that sitting percent, so I should have that in a couple of days, and then I think I have like 2 other games that are just sitting there waiting. So I'm gonna have a lot of platinums and platinums, baby. That's how you do it now. But no, I have a couple of them just sitting there. So April's gonna have a lot of platinums popping, and I want to go back and no. I think after I'm done with Final Fantasy VIII, it's either going straight to Final Fantasy IX, Persona 5R, or what was the other fucking game? I think it was Grandia. It might be Grandia. So, yeah, that's all I got planned for gaming.
Nice. All right, Adam, what are you playing that you can tell us about? Because I know you said you got some shit.
Yeah, I can talk about it now because it's that game, Treachery and Beatdown City.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a review for you guys too for next week.
Yeah, that's what I've been working on that one. It's pretty long. I thought it was gonna be short, and I think it's episodic also.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was like, what? But it's funny. The dialogue. There's a lot of references to the city, to New York City. That a lot of people, it may just go right over their head and not know about it. But for those in New York who know, it's like, oh, you need jerk chicken to get energy. And the mayor, his name is Mike Moneybags, and he tries to speak Spanish, and he'll do the como estado, it's like, we know who that is. And it's fun. It's a fun game.
That game is made by a friend of mine, Sean Alexander. He used to work for Rockstar. He went independent because Rockstar, Chris, you already know why,
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, he's been working on this game for a very, very long time, so it's really cool to see him finally dropping it. What do you think of the actual gameplay? Because it's not like a straight up.
Yeah, exactly. It even tells you at the front, you get that warning. It's like, don't button mash, it's not going to work. And it's cool, the idea that it has that RPG element where you move around and you build up your move points, your action points, that you can use to do different moves. There's some different characters that you could switch from. I like to use a wrestler. He's freaking awesome. He's got the what you call it? Oh man, the dusty elbow, and he does a body slam and all kinds of stuff. And they all have their own little skill sets. And as you play, you unlock different moves. Yeah, so it's fun, and everybody you encounter has a different dialogue. Like there was one, I'm walking down the street, and there's a guy's like, "Yo, buy my CD for $5." He's like, "What do you mean I'm gonna buy your CD? What do you mean?" He's like, "All right, fine, made me feel bad." "Oh wait, I don't have any money in these pockets." "What do you mean you don't got no money?" "Yo, I'm gonna beat your ass." It's like, and then there you go. Now you're gonna fight. It's like random shit. There was another one where a girl comes up and she starts screaming some guy's name. He's like, "Are you talking to me?" And it's like, "Oh, wait a minute." And then another guy's like, "Yo, why are you to my girl?" And he's like, "No, she thinks we all look alike. She's racist."
Oh, shit.
Because it was a black dude that came over. And she's like, "Wait, what you say?" And you're fighting with the guy over. And then the girl comes in. She comes in after. Now you're fighting both of them. It's a fun game. I'm enjoying it.
It's really fun.
I'm just surprised how long it is, though. So, but that's fine. That's fine. And so that's what I've been playing. That's pretty much it. Besides just working, because I'm doing a lot of work from home now because of all the shit going on. Which I thought wouldn't be too crazy, but I'm actually doing more work. You ever notice that you work from home, you do more work?
Oh shit.
Oh yeah.
So,
that is so true. Yeah.
Yeah, but
because you don't have hours anymore, it's just like working.
You got hours. You turn that shit right off, man.
Yeah, but you want to get things done. Just like when you're in office, you don't like to leave things incomplete if you can. And if you're home, you really don't have an excuse to rush out. So it's like, I just got to finish this. So, but that's pretty much the only game. Surprisingly, that's the only game I've been playing.
Cool. All right, Carlos, have you been playing anything lately?
Yeah. I've been playing Doom. It's good. The platforming, I'm getting to a point where the platforming is like, okay. I think I just want to shoot more. I don't want to jump to these places. But other than that, it's a pretty good game. And Super Mario Maker 2. I always go back to just go and try different levels. Like when you're searching through the levels, it tells you a sort of a percentage of people who completed it. So it's like, 5% beat this level. Let me try it.
Yeah, you think Doom is sadistic? No. The levels that people make on that shit is sadistic, man.
Yeah, some of those levels are crazy, man. Oh, by the way, there was I think it was last Sunday when after the show I was playing the game and I was going crazy over this one level. The next day, I beat it.
Yeah, we saw you.
Is that the one
video?
Yeah. Yeah, it was that one, and that was just like 1/3 or 1/4 of the whole thing. So it's like there was like a lot of other parts that I died a lot of times in, but finally got it.
Nice.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm probably gonna play Resident Evil 3 tomorrow, so
oh shit,
we'll talk about that.
we'll talk.
We'll talk about that.
We'll talk about that in a little bit, actually. You know what? I'm going to use that segue. That's what I've been playing. I'm playing Resident Evil 3. I got the code. Yeah, but I got the game last week, so I've been playing. I'm actually on my second playthrough now, playing it for fun because the game is fucking amazing. Like,
so Tony, got a question.
Oh, excuse me.
I got a question.
Yeah.
So fucking Resident Evil 3. Tell me about this in regards to when it first came out. I've been hearing a decent amount of people in the zeitgeist talking about how Resident Evil 2 was always superior to Resident Evil 3.
Yeah.
And when it comes to, the critics, they believe that the same thing. Apparently, a lot of people are out there kind of surprised how low the Metacritic score is for Resident Evil 3 currently right now. As far as I remember, it was like an 80. It's like 1 point away from like in the 70s. When you say Resident Evil 2 remake is what, like a 91 or something?
91, yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, is it that big of a difference? Did something happen in regards? Because I heard it's not the exact same team that's doing the remake. It was someone else. From a quality standpoint, is everything, up to snuff for that game?
Yeah, I'm going to say this. One of the biggest complaints about Resident Evil 3 is that it's too short and it's too action-packed. That's the complaint about the original Resident Evil 3. The same thing with this one. This game is not like Resident Evil. I mean, it still has similarities, obviously, but the thing is, this game, just like the original, it's shorter than Resident Evil 2 because it's only one campaign. Resident Evil 2 had 2 campaigns, and it's more of an action game. It's not like Resident Evil 6 levels. Don't get me wrong. It's not like that, but it's definitely...
Wasn't 4 considered more action-packed as well?
Yeah, and this game is... I don't know if it's more action-packed than 4. No, it probably is a little more action-packed than 4, but it still has a lot of, like... But the thing is, even the puzzles they've cut down... But the thing is, like... Resident Evil 3, even the original, was a great game, but it was never as good as the second one. This one is kind of on that level, but it is just as good of a remaster, if you know what I mean. Like the
remake?
Of a remake, because the attention to detail they put is fucking insane.
So from remake quality, it's spot on.
Oh yeah, it's fucking it's remake wise, it's as good as 2. Fucking amazing. As a game, again, you may not like it. To me, I feel it's a good complement to 2 because 2 is a little bit and I said this in my review, for the lack of a better term, it's a more cerebral type of game. You have to do more thinking. There's more puzzles. You got to just think through shit. This one, even though there is some of that, it's really more about reacting and stuff. Like in this one, I don't have to watch my ammo too much as long as I'm a good shot. Like I'm playing this the second time around, I'm like, I know where enemies are. I'm just killing everybody. Like I'm leaving just fucking bodies everywhere. Even though on my first playthrough I try to dodge and shit. And also I should say the dodge mechanic they call it perfect dodge. That's a really handy move. Like if you basically time your dodging, which is R1, just as a zombie attacks you, like you see the screen flash and things slow down for a little bit. It gives you a chance either to attack or run away, But yeah, Resident Evil 3, I would say they did a great job in terms of just like with Resident Evil 2, it is not as good as Resident Evil 2, but it's still really good,
Would you call the slowdown? Would you call the slowdown that happens when Jill does it? Would you call it Valentine?
Valentine, yes. That's clever.
By the way, question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can you do this? Can you do that perfect dodge on Nemesis?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, nice.
I also noticed that I'm able to do the perfect dodge on the more dangerous enemies a lot easier than the zombies. I don't know why, if that's a psychological
Maybe
thing.
They're faster?
Maybe.
They have a lot more tells. That's what it is.
Yeah, like when you go up against the hunters, when that fucking claw, like I always manage to get away from that. But with zombies, I'm like, I got this shit. What the fuck? He grabbed me.
Yeah.
Because they're like, I'm like, I see that.
I noticed that in the demo.
Yeah.
I definitely had that.
Yeah, like I see the arms coming, like, okay, here we go. And then sometimes with Nemesis, I'm like, I dodged up like, oh, I didn't realize I could dodge that. Cool, But yeah, but the game is fucking awesome. If you liked Resident Evil 2, you'll like this one. Just be aware that it's more action packed. But again, if you like the original one, you're gonna be like, yo, they did a great fucking job remaking this shit. Like, the only difference is some of the bosses from the original one are not here. Every boss fight in this game is Nemesis. He is the boss in everything. If you guys remember the original, he takes on different forms. So I'm not gonna tell you what he turns into, but expect that. It
was like, I think there's only one other boss they had that was in the game.
They had a worm boss.
Yeah, that was the worm boss, but everything else was what's his face?
Nemesis. Yeah, and they do the worm. okay, there's no worm boss in this, but there are worm enemies, or they're kind of tadpole-ish, but they serve the same basic function. A creepy ass shit in the sewer. you know,
it's funny because remember in Resident Evil 2, they actually turned one of the bosses into a regular walking around enemy too. They did the same thing.
Oh, for Resident Evil remake.
Yeah, Resident Evil 2 remake, they got rid of a boss and they made a lot of the boss fights mostly Birkin stuff.
Yeah, it was all Birkin in that one. Yeah.
Yeah, like there was also the alligator that was a boss too.
Yes,
and
they turned that into like a.
They turned that into a quick time event. So yeah, so like they kind of did the same thing in the other one too, where they literally got rid of all. They literally got rid of all the other boss battles and just either turned them into regular enemies or quick time events.
Yeah,
and it's mostly about Birkin stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I could go into details, but like for example, in the original one, Jill does go to the police station. She does not in this one. It's just Carlos, not Carlos Romero. Get Carlos, whatever the fuck his name is.
Represent.
Yeah, but the game is dope, man. I'm having a lot of fun with it. So, and it's also for me, like it's short too, which is nice. The first playthrough was 7 hours, which is about how long it took me to beat the original one, at least one playthrough. When I beat Resident Evil 2, it was like 14 hours. So that's, you cut it in half with 2 characters, 7 apiece, which is nice. I'm like, I miss when I could play a game in a weekend and just, you know what I'm saying, just beat it in one sitting. Well, not in one sitting, but in a day basically, which is nice. Instead of like a million fucking hour shit where you're just like, let me go, So I've been playing that, throwing in some Doom in there because fucking Doom, game is so awesome, man. Like that again, that game, and to some extent, Resident Evil takes me to my happy place, man. I like it, Resident Evil 2 is so fucking good, and I'm playing on PC now too. Excuse me, graphics.
Oh, with the Resident Evil 3.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. So yeah, that's what I've been playing. Brett, tell us more about Animal Crossing. Oh, you're muted, bro.
Animal Crossing is a great game.
Am I actually working now? My internet's been fucky all night.
You're good now.
I mean, I've been hearing everybody pretty smooth, so okay. It's fun. It's one of those games where I can find myself just zoning out and kind of building a model or just building a town. It's a nice counterbalance to Neo 2. So, yeah, if I'm feeling on point, if I'm feeling my game is on, if I feel like I want a challenge, I play Neo 2. If I feel like zoning out.
Yeah, tell us about Neo 2, man. I want to get your thoughts on that as a Dark Souls player specifically.
Oh yeah, me too. I'm trying to hear some shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I've only gotten 1 or 2 sessions, and I'm still kind of feeling it out, playing the mechanics, and I go real slow in these. So I'm only 3 shrines.
What weapons are you messing around with? What weapons are you messing around with?
The scythe and the chain weapon.
Okay.
The chain weapon is fucking dope. Like at first, there was some learning curve. I was like, I fucking hate this thing. Yeah. It sucks. And then I started learning about the different stances and the different move sets, and I was like, wow, the high stance of this thing is awesome. That scorpion, like, I have a move where you throw what was it, Kasurigama? Is that what it's?
Kasurigama, yeah.
You throw it out and you catch a guy with it. You pull it in like a scorpion chimera, and then you just start to whip the shit out of him with the weight of it. Like it's fucking awesome, and I'm actually enjoying it more than the scythe. So yeah, but I want to be a magic user. I want to.
Invest in magic early, bro. Because when you level up your magic, it also increases your base defense. A lot of people don't really pay attention to that. Your base, because everyone's like, okay, I could just increase my base defense by picking up better armor. But obviously, picking up better armor, you might increase the weight burden of your character, and that can change the amount of consumption of stamina you use by sprinting and dodging and all that shit.
See, that's the stuff I love about this game is it's very well thought out. Mechanically, it's different than Dark Souls. It's different than a Soulsborne game, and that's fine. Like it has its own personality, and I'm actually really good with that.
Another thing,
yes,
in regards to the stances, when you're dodging, make sure you're aware of what stance you're in when you dodge. Because when you're in high stance, you're basically doing the Demon Souls dodge. When you're in mid stance, you're basically doing the Bloodborne dodge. And in low stance, you're doing like the fastest the fastest dodge with the most amount of invincibility frames, and doing the least amount of consuming the least amount of key when you dodge. So if you're getting, if someone's like really pushing you in the corner and you're like blocking and you really got to get out of there, while you're blocking, switch to low stance and start backwards like a madman. You'll get out of there.
Fuck yeah. And see, that's the little stuff that I really like. That is it's well thought out. The hitboxes seem tight. The mechanics seem good. I spent a couple of days like fooling around with all the weapons, and man, it's awesome. I'm still a little unclear as to how the multiplayer system works, and if there is any true PvP, or if it's just that I'm fighting revenants, which are the echoes of other players controlled by NPCs.
Yeah, the first one had a really good PvP, but that wasn't there day one. So, I was definitely trying to look for the PvP. I couldn't find it, so I'm assuming it's kind of like Neo 1, where the dual mode is going to come in later.
Okay.
Definitely fight those revenants for Ochiko Cups. The co-op is two different types of co-ops. There's an expedition where you and two other players can run a mission, like a team health. So if one of you guys die, like a quarter of your health is gonna start draining, and then the quicker you pick them up, the quicker you can save your team health from draining. So and if that entire thing wastes out, then you guys completely lose the entire mission. You know how if you're playing by yourself, you got those checkpoints. You die, you just pop at the checkpoint, you keep on trying until you win. If you're playing on expedition mode and you die, and your whole team dies, that's game over. You guys lost the entire mission. Start from the beginning. There are no checkpoints.
Oh damn. Okay.
Yeah. It's cool though. It's a nice balance, because if it's like when you play these type of games, you're like, oh, I'm gonna just bring my friends inside here, and we're gonna just jump everyone. No, you're not gonna do that here. They definitely put a lot.
And that is one of the things I like about that. Is like, you're like, I'm a ninja guy in this shit. Oh no, I'm not. Oh god, run away.
I've realized the game is actually harder playing with 3 players.
Is it really?
Yeah, because everyone's like, oh, it's gonna be easier. I got my friends here. No, it's really harder playing with 3 players than playing by yourself.
It's getting harder the more people you add.
Yeah. Obviously, the enemies get more health. They are far more aggressive. And just like Team Ninja was like, you guys aren't gonna co-op and Monster Hunter and fuck our shit up. No, we're gonna Monster Hunter you. There's this one creature that was chasing. I think it chased me through the entire mission because I didn't want to kill it. I was like, I was really wondering, when does your AI like kick in and tell you to, okay, let me go back to my like default area? No, he just literally followed me all the way to the boss, and he was from the beginning of the game. I was like, what the fuck? This is insane.
So were you fighting him at the boss too?
No, it was like Demon Souls, where when you enter the boss room, he can't go inside there. But I was just surprised that he did not have like a cutoff. He was
aggroed all the way.
Yeah, exactly. They built all of the enemies where if you run past them, they're going to go enraged and chase you the fuck down. There were these dogs that were chasing me, and they were like spitting kunais in my back. I was running away from them. I was like, what the fuck? They really don't want you to like skip anything, because you're gonna die a lot and you're gonna get frustrated. And you're like, okay, I don't want to fight any of these enemies anymore. So you just like try to skip enemies to get to the boss, and that shit will happen. They're like, nope, you're not skipping shit. Jump him.
Like, hey, where you go? Where you going?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's good though. It's good.
Cool.
It's true.
All right. Anything else you want to say about the Neos?
No, I mean I haven't gotten into it to really say a shitload yet. So
one last thing: have you been messing around with burst counters?
Riku,
not yet.
Man, when you gonna start rikusguide.com, man?
just try to mess with burst counters. That's all I gotta say.
Okay.
Don't ignore it.
All right, Brett. I'll definitely circle back to you next week, man, so we can find out how your progress is going, man. All right, Mr. Emilio, have you been playing anything lately?
I mean, it's actually been, this year has been, so far, it's been pretty good. It's been allowing me to play some games. So I've been slowly but surely making my way through Bayonetta. I've actually never played Bayonetta when it originally came out.
What do you think of it?
I like it. What's funny about it? Like, a lot of people kind of pan the game because it's like supposedly over sexualized and all this stuff, but it's so stupid and tongue in cheek. It totally defeats any of the stuff that she's supposedly doing sexy. You know what I'm talking about? Like, there's like one part she's like a nun, and she's like, "Oh no, my clothes are ripped," and then she all of a sudden does all this insane stuff, and then she's swirling around on a fucking like stripper pole at some point. I'm like, this is so stupid that I don't know why anybody has an issue with this thing, because it's so over the top and silly.
You know why they have an issue.
I know, but it's like, I mean, it doesn't take itself at all seriously, and it's almost like the people in the game don't even recognize that she's doing all these crazy things. You know what I mean? Like, she does this stuff in front of the Joe Pesci sounding guy, and he doesn't even he's not batting an eye at that. He's just mad that he destroyed her because she destroyed his car. I'm like, did you see that crazy shit that she just did? Running up a wall and all that? No, not that. Your car.
Yeah, no, it's just you say it's just Bayonetta.
It's just Bayonetta, so yeah.
Yeah, because you have to pay your car insurance in Halos. That's why he's mad.
Yeah. And then it's interesting also seeing that sort of game design in a modern sense. Bayonetta came out in what, 2013, right?
No, it came out before that.
2000.
Yeah,
I don't know, 2009. I want to say. Let me see.
Yeah,
2009. It's funny because it's a serious, feels like a serious throwback. Like,
well, yeah, I mean, they even have 2009. By the way, I got it right. Yeah. Remember, they even have other kinds of games in there. A lot of Sega shit.
It's interesting because I'm like, wow, they don't make games kind of like this anymore. Where the way they lock off all the rooms, you go from room. It's almost like none of the levels are continuous. It's all like room, cinematic, room.
Well, I mean, the last Devil May Cry is like that.
Well, I mean, the Devil May Cry that one is a little bit. It's not open, but there's a lot more space in between areas. Like they don't lock. Okay.
Astral Chain.
Astral Chain.
Astral Chain.
You find it funny? That's another Platinum Games game.
Oh yeah.
So that's just their style.
I guess their style. But I mean, it's also you gotta also realize the last Platinum game that I had actually played was Nier Automata, which is an open world game.
Yeah.
So it's it's interesting to kind of come back to kind of a little bit like a more closed space sort of action type beat 'em up sort of game. But it's a lot of fun. I finished, like I said before, I finished off Vanquish. I needed a little something to kind of something a little bit more immediate than the kind of big, the big story games that are all out. I mean, right now I have Control, and then I have the Black Sad game that I really wanted to play. So, but I kind of wanted a little something stupid, something I didn't need to pay too much attention to, and that's Vanquish, and then that's Bayonetta. The stories in those games are not insane. They're not really that deep. They're just enough to get you to the next area. So usually when you guys are, puttering around in Division or whatever you're playing, Monster Hunter was the last time I was playing Bayonetta.
Nice. All right, Chris, what have you been playing lately?
Been still going through Doom Eternal, and what I did first was I was hell bent on getting those fucking bobbleheads in the demo.
So Resident Evil?
In Resident Evil 3, yeah, so I got them all.
Nice.
The last one was such a pain in the ass, and Kristen had to help me with a guide because it wasn't just downing Nemesis 5 times. You have to run to a particular squad car, a zombie falls out, you have to shoot him, and shoot another one that appears behind the fire, where you can't run. And then run all the way back to the pharmacy, and then you'll find the bobblehead. It's so ridiculous that I don't even know how you would know that without a fucking guide to tell you. But yeah, I finally did it.
So what? If it's keeping track of what bobblehead you did, so now what do they give you for it?
The demo gives you nothing; it just ends.
No, but I'm saying it goes through all the trouble of counting them for you, right? So yeah. I mean, just like the what was it, the Resident Evil 7, where they gave you a bunch of little extra things in the main game. I'm wondering what they'll give you for this one.
Yeah, I won't know till Friday, right? Tomorrow. I'll find out because it does make a save game. It has save data, so the data is there. So maybe it reads it. I would hope.
Like
and then Doom, I didn't get too far. I got to the Doom Hunter base. I'm hunting down one of the Hell Priests.
You're still early then,
yeah, I was still pretty early in the game. I got like the super shotgun and I was fucking around with that.
Yes.
And I got the rocket launcher, but I'm a little sad. Unless there's an upgrade, I wish it shot faster because in original Doom that shit shot faster.
Yeah, you get an upgrade. You get a lock on that's like it shoots a shit ton of them. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I need, man. So yeah, but I'm still enjoying it. It's still fun.
Yeah, Doom is amazing. And by the way, Doom is another one of those games where, like, when you get to a certain area, it just closes everything off. You cannot go until you kill everything. You know, arena type of death thing. Oh man, it's a beautiful symphony of death. You know. All right, and Brian, what have you been playing lately?
I actually finished Halo Reach over the weekend.
Oh. Halo Reach. Halo.
Yeah,
What did you think, man?
It was really good. I actually enjoyed it.
I love that
game. I
game.
can see why people enjoy the game. I can see why people enjoy the concept of the Spartans. You know, they're just badass dudes. You know, it's like they just don't give a damn. It's like, cool, I'll like one of the guys is just like, cool, I'll just suicide myself like out of nothing. It's like, oh shit, like no like emotional scene. It's like, fuck. Like they really just built with like the mindset of like, yeah, like I am expendable and I will give my life for the missions. Like Jesus, it's interesting, you know. It really is. But yeah, good game. Love the twist. Having someone that has like known about the Halo universe and what goes on in there, not much detail, seeing what the twist was like, now I see how this plays into the whole thing and why the fall of Reach was so important. It's like, all makes sense now. Exactly, you know. Yeah. Really great. Next game in lineup is Halo 1. So it seems like the Master Chief Collection.
You're playing them in order.
Well, no, he's playing them at the order they release on PC.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they are released in order as well. So, yeah. So yeah, it's good fun. Definitely like it. Yeah, I can't wait to start actually. But I will have to pause that because it's April, and April means the start of Dad of War. So
it's about to happen.
Oh, we're gonna find out.
Boy.
Yeah. It's time because my plan was to get the platinum on the 12th of April. If you know me, you know why that date is highly important for me. So yes. So Halo after Dad of War, and let's see if this game is really a 10 out of 10 game like everyone says it is.
Well, Manny says
that. I didn't say that. I say 9 out of 10.
Yeah, I wouldn't give it a 10 out of a 10.
You were shitting on it like the last time, so you definitely not giving it a 10 out of 10.
No, I wouldn't give it a 10 out of 10. I like it, but I wouldn't. I think it's, you know.
I think it's a mid to high 9.
Okay.
It's for me. It's like
yeah.
Did you say 8?
Mine was like 8.5 to 9 ish.
I give it a solid 8.
And Ricky give it a high 9. You said
high 9.
Like what do you mean by high 9? Like 95, 98?
Like 95.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
that's a mid 9.
Yeah, I give it a 90. Yeah,
I just give it a 9.
Yeah, 9. Yeah.
Okay, keep note that I'm a big fan of God of War 3. Especially, well, I'm a big fan of God of War 3, especially purely because I think that's just one of the best games I've played in a long while. So,
yeah, but you did shit on the gameplay when the Dad of War gameplay came out
because it just didn't look that exciting. But then again, I could be wrong. You know,
I think you will be wrong. I think when you get deep, that's fine now. When you get in there, when you get in there and you mess around with all of the stuff that it has. First of all, what difficulty are you playing on, by the way?
I will play on normal difficulty. I had my doubts of the game when Corey Barlog were like, oh yeah, the hard mode will actually be hard mode. You know, like it won't just be like more health and more damage. And then I seen the footage and it's like, so it's just more health, more damage, and more aggro. So no.
Yeah.
Here's the thing though. When it comes to that,
I don't say that hard mode. I consider that bullshit.
No. But what I'm saying, is that it's going to force you to use certain moves and mechanics that the game have that you won't feel that you are forced to use on a lower difficulty. That's all I'm gonna say. And that it will expand the overall gameplay, because a lot of people, they go in there, they just swing, they're like, oh, this is cool, and then they go on, they're like, and they come out with the game being like, the game was okay. You didn't really utilize every single thing that it had, because the game didn't really force you to use it. You just
So are you forced to or not? Because again, this is an issue that I had with God of War 3. It's just like they force you to use the gauntlets on the enemies that had the shield because there's no other way of dealing with them. And it's like, that's not really good. I shouldn't be forced to use particular weapons. I should be given
I'm
the
saying you're
ability
forced
to.
I'm saying you're going to be forced to use everything. Not just like in this situation, you're forced to use this. Yeah, no. I'm just letting you know.
Well, I'm letting you know I'm not playing on hard mode because I have other gripes, such as the camera. The camera angle, I don't think can facilitate that many characters on screen.
I'm going to tell you this. You definitely shouldn't go into this one thinking that anything from all of the other God of War games are going to move over to this one.
Oh, I'm not. I'm just saying that, like, looking at
you
the
can't even
design
jump.
of the game. Looking
It's a completely different game.
Looking at the design of the game, I can see the limitations, and I've seen where they've had to put things in there because of said limitations. Like
no sex mini games.
Like having the kid yell out where the people are. They do that purely because the camera is so zoomed in on your character, you can't actually see them. Which I think is like, so that's bullshit. Well, it is. It's true that that's why it's there. Like in other God of War games, the camera is zoomed back so much that you could see all around you at any one time. Whereas here, the camera is zoomed in that at least 20% of your left-hand side is not visible. Hence, you have a blind spot. So to counteract that, they have Atreus just call out where people are, purely because you can't see them. That's a design flaw that they put in because they wanted a closer look at Kratos and more emotional, and you and Kratos were like closer and whatnot, and hence the gameplay was compromised.
It's funny.
You say compromised, but I feel the way they went about it it was a good way. No, but hear me out. The way they went about it, it was executed well. So even if you think it's a compromise, to me, it's not a problem. It's a different approach. It's not a problem because, like I said, you're thinking about it from the previous God of Wars. When I literally just said you can't think about this, using the previous God of Wars.
I'm looking at it at a point of, okay, here's the game. You have lots of characters on screen, some characters off screen, and you have to put in the kid to tell you that those characters are there. Because
and what I'm saying is that it was executed in a way where it works. So it's not like, I'm dealing with a compromise right now. No,
it is a compromise because they have to put that there because they can't pull back the camera because they wanted the camera in closer.
By the way, to be fair, during big combat, the camera actually does pull back. Not like the old God of Wars, but it does pull back more than it normally does. Just to be fair.
Also, the camera was adjusted before the launch. It was actually a lot closer.
I never felt that I was at a disadvantage because of the camera in that game.
My thing is, since we're poking some holes in God of War, and I'm gonna piss off a lot of people right now. I realize that the controls are made, specifically, with the shoulder buttons in mind, but that shit is fucking unnatural, man. It really is. But the problem is, if you set the controls to normal God of War controllers, you can't change the camera around. The first time I played the game, I got fucked up all the time because I was always getting hit by shit behind me, right? So, because I refused to play with the shoulder buttons. And then somebody said, Tony, play with the fucking shoulder buttons. I was so pissed when this shit worked because now that I had my fingers on the shoulder buttons, my thumb was free to move the camera around. I'm like, you really designed the game like that? So that's my kind of, if I have to have a grievance with the game, I don't like the fact that attacks are the shoulder buttons. To me, attacks should be face buttons. I know it's a Tony thing, but the thing is, it does work. It does work because
I played the whole game with the face buttons.
Oh no, so did I. I beat the whole game like that, but it was like exceedingly easier when I played with the shoulder buttons, because I was able to move the camera around. You can't do that. Obviously, it's very difficult. But Brian, I sympathize with the camera angle issue you have, because I kind of did too. I mean, even though during battles it does pull back and you have Atreus telling you where shit is, I would have preferred the old, like, over the head type of shit they used to have in the other games. But it works for what it is. It's not great. I know there's some people out there say the combat is like, oh, it's one of the greatest combat systems of this generation. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. It's good. It works, you know. And Rico, I'm saying that fully knowing that I didn't play on hard mode. I played on normal, just like, you know, Brian will be and shit. But I thought the combat was just okay. I didn't think it was great. I think Devil May Cry 5 has better combat than God of War, you know, and Bayonetta and all that other stuff. This God of War, other God of Wars, the combat was fucking fantastic, you know, brilliant.
I think with this one, it's just more methodical.
Yeah, it is. You read about that, and that was on purpose too. It was a little bit, I hate to say, a little bit more Dark Souls-ish, you know.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. I think they did. I think they did say that was an influence.
So since this is a shit on God of War episode, I'm gonna.
You gonna drop some bombs?
I'm not gonna drop a mic. But I'm just gonna warn Brian. The boss battles are not as great as God of War 3.
I can definitely agree with that.
Oh, that goes without saying, yeah.
Yeah.
So if your favorite thing about God of War 3 are the boss battles, and to me that's the best part of God of War 3.
Yeah.
God
of War 3 had some of the best boss battles in history. I said it, man.
Oh, the Poseidon fight? Like, they should have started with that.
Holy shit. Fucking the Hercules fight, the fucking
Zeus fight. I think.
Zeus fight.
Yo, Hercules, I didn't realize you had to stop punching this motherfucker. I'm like, when is he gonna die? You know, and I'm like, oh, stop punching him.
No, Chris, you know what fucked me up with Zeus? I'm like, oh, like the screen's red.
The whole screen's red.
Like I've been doing this for 10 minutes.
I'm like, eventually he's got to get knocked out, right? Oh shit, okay. Let me stop
God of War 3, respect, man. But God of War, the new God of War, you know, even with my little agreements there, the game is still pretty fucking awesome. You know, I love that Norse mythology shit. Badass, and they made it work. I'm like, got a Greek god basically in Norse lands, and it works narratively. It works so fucking brilliant, man. You know, and then the whole thing with Atreus. I'm not gonna spoil it, but it's like, where's this going, son? And then the ending, you know, after the credits, who you see when you see who shows up. All I gotta say is,
that was crazy.
Yo, all I gotta say is, it's hammer time, man. Give me that shit, man. I can't wait. Here come the hammer.
All right, let's settle down before we spoil everything to Brian.
The Buddy game, that's right, the Buddy game.
That's fine.
So Brian, I'm looking forward to your thoughts, because you are probably the biggest God of War fan I know. So I'm definitely want to hear your thoughts when you play it.
Oh, you will indeed. Yeah, you definitely will hear my thoughts on that.
Right here on Throwdown.
Again, I'm interested to see if it's as good as everyone says it is, or is it just really good in general. Let's find out.
All right, we will see.
Is it fair to say that Brian's the biggest God of War fan you know?
Yes.
Since he just recently got into the franchise.
No. He's been into it forever. What are you talking about?
Didn't you just play him?
I have platinum God of War 3 twice. Both the the remaster and God of War 1 and 2. The only games I don't have the plats in are the PSP ones, because I couldn't be bothered getting them on when they got remastered on PS3.
Someone said they just played the God of War trilogy like last year or something like that.
Since I met Brian, he's played those games. Man.
I have been planning it since like a couple of years back, because one day I was just like, well, this is back when I was doing my PS3 backlog, because I noticed that, like, hey, I didn't finish God of War 2, so I'm like, okay, I'll finish it, and I'm like, you know what, I'll just get the platinum since I'm here. And then seen the platinum for God of War 3, and then the remaster was on PSN Plus, so it's like, why not? Hey.
Yeah.
Shit. So I guess Brian's the biggest God of War fan I know too.
Yeah. For the God of War platinums, the only game I don't have the platinum on is, you know, the new God of War. I got the platinums in all of them. You know.
I don't have in Ascension as well, because
I never played Ascension.
Yeah, Brian, hold on, Brian. I have more God of War platinums than you. I may have to take back my statement, man.
Oh shit!
But then you played God of War Ascension, so
I have, and I platinumed it. I platinumed this shit.
Do you have the platinum on the new one, Tony?
No, that's the only one I'm missing. You know, and that's because I don't like grinding on the fucking. There's a part in the game where you have to grind for these like I forgot what it's like Souls or something, and you have to open chests with them. You guys know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Yeah.
By the way, I hope you don't mind me giving you a shout out right now. If you see C. Iverson in the chat, that's actually my oldest nephew. Shout out to him. He beat all the Valkyries for me, man.
Oh damn!
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Well, not all of them. He beat because I beat 4, and then he beat 5. You know, it was 5 of them afterwards, right? Yo, my man, it took him, and remember he beat him already in his own game. I think he got the platinum in his own game. It took him like an hour to beat the fucking final Valkyrie. I'm like, damn, this shit is fucking brutal.
Oh, she was.
Yeah, that final Valkyrie is arguably
insane.
the hardest boss in all of God of War.
Yeah, that shit is crazy. Those Valkyries are nuts, you know. So hopefully one day I'll go back to it. But again, I don't want to do that fucking grind. Rico, you know what I'm talking about, right? That one place.
Yeah.
Like you got to constantly go through this maze and shit, collecting souls and whatever the fuck you got to collect.
Oh, I did that shit. The one in the mist that kills you. That one.
If I do that, he even did the fucking Hades. What is it? Not Hades. The Muspelheim challenges. He did all that shit. The only thing I need to do is just that challenge, and I get the platinum. You know. But I don't want it. It's so fucking boring. You know that fucking shit. And then I
have a question.
Yeah, and then I had to relearn how to play the game. And again, it's already kind of funky to begin with. You know. The mist challenge. Thank you, Goose.
For Brian.
Yeah.
Brian, are you a bigger?
Fuck that mission. That shit was boring. Fuck. He's agitating me right. That shit was boring, son. Anyway, go ahead.
This is not even trying to make a joke or anything, so just take it seriously. Are you a bigger God of War fan or a bigger CD Projekt Red fan?
God of War fan.
Yeah, I'm God of War.
So here's
those games. I enjoy the story more. Again, Witcher. I've only played 2 and 3.
So the reason why I asked this is you're gonna play Cyberpunk 20 whatever the fucking year is, like at launch date, but you put off God of War for over a year and a half, the new one.
Yes, because I told you I didn't like how they changed how the game plays. Like, I thought that God of War played well. I didn't like God of War for many reasons. One, they changed the gameplay. 2, Kratos' story should have ended periodly. Like, they should have not touched Kratos since then. Like, what they did is that they did like the Uncharted 4 thing of like, hey, let's bring him back, but just because we have no ideas, it's like
over here we like to call it the Rise of Skywalker stuff.
Yeah, they did a Rise of Skywalker. Like, why did they have to bring him back? Because it makes no sense to bring him back. Like, they could have gone down the story of his brother, even because again, that's still a story that I think that they should have told. And even then, they could like they could still just have him there in the storyline and say, okay, cool. Like, you can see the accolades of Kratos while you're dealing with the Roman, or the what's it called again?
Norse.
The Norse.
Yeah, the Norse. Yeah, the Norse gods. So you can see what Kratos is doing while you're his brother doing like the Norse stuff. Like, I still think that could have worked, but no, they said, cool, let's bring him back out. You know, let's make him have a bond with his child, and everyone's like, oh my gosh, Kratos, he has a child. It's like, Kratos had a child in the first game, guys. Like, you guys not playing?
Remember in Chains of Olympus when you had to push the child away?
Oh yeah,
in Elysium, that
and then,
was
and then everyone's like, "Oh gosh, Kratos has all these feelings of like having children, and like he's so emotional, and like he's and all sorts." I'm like, dude, like, do you not understand the story of the first game? Like, do you know, like, you know why Kratos' skin is white like that? You know exactly the pain he's gone through. Because, dear Lord, that's traumatic as hell.
The ashes.
You know, so hence I'm just like, why is everyone getting all bent out about this game when they're literally just taking some parts of the first game and then redoing them slightly here? Like, I don't understand. Like, why are you praising this game and saying that he had none of it in the first games? It makes no sense when he did.
Damn, I didn't know.
Because memories are short. That's why. You know, yo, remember when you play God of War for the first time when you find out why your skin was white and shit? Like, you're like, fuck, it's heavy, man. Shit is crazy.
I thought that he just like bleached his skin or something, or like it's war paint. It was like, oh no, it's ashes of your dead wife and child that you murdered. I'm like, excuse me, bro.
Really?
Like, the ashes of my children? Like, fuck, I need to sit down for a while, man. I like, now I know why you're so mad.
Well, it's like, well, the red has to be war paint then, right?
The red,
that's a tattoo, yeah. Oh yeah, yo, remember that with Calliope where you had to push her away? That shit was like not cute, man. You had to push, essentially push your daughter away from you. She just wanted to hug you and shit.
Yeah.
but none of that had happened before.
Game?
None of that happened before,
Well,
Brian.
Like the first game, like you're like fighting your clones, like keeping away from your.
Motherfuckers don't know about no God of War, man. They don't know.
That was something else. So yeah. Hence why when this came out, I was like, "What is different? Like they've not done anything. Like it makes no sense. They don't need to do this game. It's unnecessary."
It's a different point in his life. I think is the best way to put it.
This is Social Security God of War.
Oh shit.
ARP or whatever. ARP God of War. Oh man. But yeah, I'm interested to hear your thoughts, man. But Goose is just telling you to go in with an open mind. That's all he's saying.
As I said, I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Like I am like one of the few people in the world where I can openly say I could be wrong, and when I'm wrong, I'll admit that I'm wrong. Like, that's it. If the gameplay turns out to be really quite good and the camera angle makes sense and is pulled off really well, then yeah, I'll admit that.
And have you shed a tear because of the father-son relationship?
I probably won't because I hate kids in real life. So yeah.
Yo, and by the way, for you guys who don't know, God of War, the first God of War is still my favorite out of all of them, man. Nothing touches that shit. God of War 3 is close. God of War 3 is close. That game was so good, but God of War 1, just because, like, just the learning about Kratos, the way they did that shit was so fucking brilliant, And that's also, this is controversial. I've said it before. That's also why God of War 2 is my least favorite, because that's the game that gave us the stereotypical angry Kratos, Like all the cool shit, all the cool stuff that happened, character building was just thrown out the window in the second game. And you got some of that finally back in the third game. And the fourth game does a really good job of character building too. But the second one is just like, angry, kill. That's it.
I'm angry, man.
Even though
why are you fighting? I'm angry!
But God of War, but mechanically speaking, God of War 2 is better than the first God of War. Like gameplay wise, it was better, but story wise, nah, man. Oh, so fucking good. Yo, is that on PS4?
Which one?
God of War 1?
Yeah.
No.
I don't think so.
Only 3 remastered.
Yo, I will get that platinum again, man.
Yo, man, you just gotta wait for the PS5 and the remastering engine.
Wait a second. How many God of War platinums do I have? What the fuck going on?
Oh, damn. Rico be like, it's like you think Brian's the number one God of War fan in the room.
Yeah.
Because I remember last year, at the end of the year, I got God of War 1 and 2 on Vita, platinumed again.
My Vita?
So, God of War 1, 2, and 3 on PS3, and then God of War 1 and 2 again on Vita, and then God of War 2018. So that's 6 God of War platinums I have.
What about the PSP ones?
Chains of Olympus.
Yeah, Chains of Olympus
and
Ghost of Sparta.
Yeah.
When they had the PS3 collection, I got those too. So I have 8.
Nice. So I have 7 then, because I only don't have the new one. So and I also
Brian has 6.
Brian has 2 for God of War 3. Ooh, I wonder if I should fill that hole.
Yeah, the only 2 I don't have is the
3 and remaster. Yeah. So 4.
Yeah, the only two, the Ascension and the PS4 version of
the original PSP games they did not Goose, but when they remastered them, they did have platinums.
Yeah,
we're talking about trophies, son. Check my trophies.
We're talking about because there were 2 collections on the PS3. There was the God of War Origins collection, I think it was called, and then the God of War collection.
Yeah,
one collection had God of War 1 and 2, and then the other collection had Chains of Olympus and Ghost of Sparta.
Yeah. Let's check this out. Let's nerd out here. PlayStation 3. God damn it, why can't you just list this shit? Fuck you, Wikipedia. All right, I'm not going through this shit. Yeah, we're done here. Anyway, Riku, man, thank you for being on, man. Plug your stuff if you have anything, man. Actually, you do have something, don't you? You can plug something.
I do. Well, I mean, the only thing I'll plug is I've been on this other podcast, the JRPG podcast. They do it like bi-weekly. Like, it doesn't take away that much time. There's some cool cats over there. It's called the HPMP podcast. And 2 days ago, that Trails of Coastal 4 got announced. Yeah, I was flipping the fuck out because it was on April. It was on April 1st, so I a part of me didn't want to believe it and get my heart broken. But apparently, the joke was that it's not a joke. So it's coming this fall. That's cool. But Riku-san went on Twitter. Follow me.
That's awesome, man. All right, we are done here, people. So thank you for watching and listening. Subscribe to Throwdown on SoundCloud, iTunes, and YouTube. Follow us on Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook at Throwdown Show. Links are located in the description below. Once again, our show is Tony Polanco. Tonight I was joined by Emilio Lopez.
See you later, guys.
Chris Seeley.
Hey, take care, everyone.
Carlos Romero.
Peace out.
Adam Vale.
Yo, Friday Night WrestleCast is up. We talk about WrestleMania 36. It's a 2-night event. It's fucking crazy, and a lot of people out because of the C virus. So we talk about that. So if people want to get their wrestling fix for Mania this weekend, that episode is already up on the website.
The coalition.com.
Yeah, the coalition.com, man. Coalition.com. You can check it out.
Coalition with a K, you know?
With a K.
WrestleMania with absolutely no crowd. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And it's taped.
Hold on.
That's the other thing. With Hollywood effects.
Because of the C virus, you're going nowhere. Oh, man.
No, I just said.
Yo, let me just finish the intro. Make the outro. Brett Murdoch.
Man.
It's for real, people.
Oh man, Brian Majoma.
Yeah, let's hope that the C virus doesn't affect the next gen consoles because we need them now.
Man, and of course, Mr. Riku-san 1, the only one.
We play these JRPGs, people, man. They're not gonna play themselves.
All right, yo. We'll see you on Sunday. Peace out.
Later, guys.
Later.
Yeah.
Stay safe, people.